Afternoon and welcome this afternoon, East Geelong taking on North Geelong here this afternoon, and an important game for both clubs. More so probably for East Geelong because they've got to travel up the highway last game. They need to win one of the last two to make themselves play finals football, but we'll get into that very shortly. Welcome this afternoon. And he, just speaking of Werribee, Richard Grubbications all the way down from sunny Werribee. How are you today, Grub?
Just going, actually, Smithy. I've been crook all week, but welcome all the viewers and all the listeners. And you did right, mate. The finals are really hotting up. I think Bannockburn are down in 8th position with 2 games to go. And I can tell you, and make it. So these next 2 weeks, look out because we've got some great football to bring to you.
It's gone very, very quickly, but also welcoming this afternoon, Arch Burley. How are you, Arch?
Yeah, very well. Thank you, Dale. What an awesome game we saw last week as well. So hoping we see a cracker today. And how good to see Zach Smith out there in the reserves at the moment.
I knew he did. I
For
told you.
East Geelong, they've also got Sammy Lowe out there as well. So a couple of players I'd like to be having their seniors, maybe just getting some match fitness up, and hopefully we can see them at the pointy end of the year.
Hang on, you're not bad. But you always come late. Right? I text you that Zach Smith's playing in the twos. Oh, yeah, that's fair enough. Then I told a bit of a white lie and said he kicked 8, and within 10 seconds you were coming through the door. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I was just, I actually texted a few people who's got 8, and they said, well, look at the scoreboard right now.
They've only had 6.
6 goals, so
There he is
as he's about to go for the ball, Smith. So, yeah, some very exciting football here, and yeah, it just shows the depth that East Geelong have. They need some of these players to come back. If they want to play finals.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if Sammy Lowe could come back. Now, I know they're giving him a bit of a test, but he's been out a long time, Sammy, so it'll be very hard for him. But Zach Smith, if his shoulder's okay, gets the test here today. I've got it on good authority that if he gets through this, he will play against Werribee in the seniors next week. And who knows, we might be seeing Zach Smith at St Albans in August, September, if they make it. They're not safe yet.
They're definitely not. He's 6 on the goal kicking tally at the moment. I don't think one game's going to be enough to
Yeah, I don't think so.
Enough to get back up there, but you never know with him.
20 goals beyond.
It is heating up at the top of the Wayne Tycoon medal, though. We got 2 players, Mason Dixon and Cam Prima, both on 65. Geordie Cam on 54, and Caleb Ezard on 50. So probably a 3-horse or probably a 2-horse race at the moment. But yeah, it'd be very interesting to see how that ends up at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Do you want me to say anything?
Oh, you might as well. We'll take it up a bit of time, yeah.
No, that's it. I thought you were doing a great job. I was just going to let you roll because it would seem to be flowing pretty smoothly there. But as I said, gentlemen, a pretty important round of football this afternoon. As I said, a lot of games have an implication on where sides can where they can finish. And as you've already mentioned, Grub, this is going to go right down to next week, which is something we haven't had in this league for some time. So usually 3 or 4 weeks out, we've got a top 5 settled. This afternoon, it's going to be settled next Saturday at 4 o'clock, 4:30. We'll have a better indication of who's going to be playing finals football and heading towards St Albans to a chance to win a premiership this season.
Let me interrupt you just there. You said it's been a long time since, the 5's nearly set. I'm going to go further. We've got 8 teams that can make it.
Yep.
Don't worry about being a long time. I don't think we've ever had that, ever in the history of the GDFL as we know it. Ever had 8 teams can still make the finals 2 games out.
No, there's a big reason for that question for both of you here. Is that because we've had 4 teams that have struggled quite a lot this year, so it just banks wins for the teams in that top 8?
I don't know. That's a good question from you. I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking the question would be more along the line as everybody you talk to say that the point system doesn't work. Maybe it's starting to. I know the bottom side's still got a lot of catching up to do for you to say that the system works perfectly, but maybe the point system's just starting to work when there's 8 sides can still play in the finals 2 weeks from home. And judging on the results that go today, there still might be probably 7, maybe even 8 that can do it next week as well.
It is. It's interesting. As I said, I don't believe, well, it's taken a long time for the point system to actually work. And if that's the case, I'll give them the credit for doing it. But I just think now it just appears that sides are now able to go out and get players into their club, which make them more competitive. So, and that's a bonus to the people that are actually running the clubs to get these people in. Now, obviously, there's a couple of sides still this year that are really struggling, and where they can go and what they can do to get themselves up and running is obviously something that will take over a good summer, but they're going to have to work on it. They need to work on it. Probably be working on it now. Coaches need to be put in place, and one of them, I'm not too sure whether Clark is going to go around again, but
no, he's not.
And obviously, Crier, we've already heard that there's a change of coach out there already, so they've actually made the call early, which is probably a good thing because it gives Shane Manning then an opportunity to structure what he needs to get into the side to help him out and retain the existing base. That's right.
I had to have a sneeze. Sorry. You talk about the point system. I look at it from another angle. You say that they can go out and get players. What it also does, it stops the big top rich clubs that have been there for many, many years getting too many.
Yes.
That's the main thing of the points as far as I'm concerned. You get, say Werribee wanted to go out and get 5 more players from Werribee districts and Hoppers Crossing from a major league. They can't do it because they're all 4-pointers. So, and other clubs the same. So, look, maybe, yes, they can go and get players with these points, but it's stopping the stronger, more influential sides from building a bigger team, and they've got to be spread further along. And that's partly, I'm not saying their points are actually working, but it's heading that way. I reckon if this is, well, this story tells us that it's going okay.
Yeah, just on the points system now, I think we talked about it last week as well. Geelong West, they're only playing 36 of 48 points anyway.
Yeah, and that's where the points don't really matter.
Yeah, because they can't attract
get
anyone
the players.
To the club. Yeah.
So if you give them 50 points like they did Anarchy,
yeah,
Anarchy were able to go out and make the finals, the year after that because they were able to use that 50 points. Geelong West Giants at the moment, they can't use them points because they can't get players to their club. And I don't know why. They've got the great facilities out there. I can understand it at Baker's Oval many, many years ago, but where they are now, with a chance to be picked up GFL by their west side, I thought it was a great place to play football, and hopefully people can understand that and make them stronger.
Do you think a lot of players in the past or who would have been involved and played for the Cheetahs, do you think they were maybe turned off from the fact when they then became the Giants and, obviously they share that with the GFL club as well? Do you think then they lose some of those players and the supporters around that?
Look, I think so. But, my argument's going to get shot down in flames because they're on the bottom of the ladder without a win. But had they been still the Cheetahs, they might not have been in the comp. So I think what they've done with the Giants and the move in the ground, I believe it was the only move they could make, and it was the best move they could make. Unfortunately, my argument doesn't stand up because as I say, they're on the bottom without a win, and I don't think they're going to get one. So they're going to go through. I don't know how many times they've gone through without a win, but I don't think it's many.
And as in general, do you remember the last time a team in the GDFL has gone through the season without a win?
Oh, gee, did Cryo do it?
I reckon didn't they win one?
Might have won the one. I remember at one stage Belmont Lions went about 700 and something days, I reckon, they without a win. That was quite a few years ago. So there's been sides that have. Hey, that's the leaf they take out of the book. People say, who'd want to go to Belmont? They haven't won a game in a couple of years. Who'd want to go there? Now they've played finals. The last 2 years?
Made a grand final,
and I think could possibly play again this year. So. It doesn't take too much to turn the tide. North Geelong, have a look at North Geelong. They finished bottom or second bottom a couple of years ago, and now they've won a premiership. So, you get the right people in, you get the right system. It doesn't take much. And I think most people, me included, really, really hope that it happens West because, all right, we have a bit of a guard and, put a bit of shit on him, but Mushy. Look at the service he's given there. And Graham Lewis's brother, Wilkes, all those people who will put so much in, how good would it be for them to go to the finals and see their own team in it at some point? That's what you want to see in local footy. Give everyone a slice of the sandwich.
Yeah, we're talking about points and that sort of stuff. I suppose it's not a bugbear, but in a game of football, even at AFL level, you have draft priorities now.
Yeah.
It's trying to bring players up. I don't know why we should be in a playing field where everything should be even, while we have to go to these large discrepancies in point system from, ranging from 48 back to, I think the lowest is 40 in our league. Is that probably close, or 38 or something
38,
like that?
36.
So there's a fair bit of discrepancy there. And I know what we're trying to do with it, and I fully appreciate it. But as I said, it's a playing field that, if you can attract players, you can. If you can't, if the points are there, does it make any difference to you? Possibly it does. The biggest probably concern would be is around the payment of players.
Well, obviously, it's the the best clubs as well. It doesn't your North Geelongs, your East Geelongs doesn't really concern them then because they retain players, so the points go down after a couple of years anyway. So they end up playing with the lower points after 3 years because they're keeping these players. Someone like a Geelong West, if they're getting new players in every year, even though they don't have a 4-pointer this year, they're not retaining them. So then they're still just going out and getting more 4-pointers instead of them coming down to a 3 and a 2 after a couple of years.
Well, that's the whole thing in your club that makes the points work, retention.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Because then your 4-pointers become 3-pointers and 2-pointers, and you can afford to get some in.
Do you have to nearly go out grabbing art? I know when you're trying to get people in, you want to get the best players in, but is the best player to come in a player that stays for 12 months, or is it the best player to come in, spends your first couple of years in there and says, "Gee, I really like this place," and spends the next 4?
Him.
Is that exactly right?
He's the one you want in.
Are they the questions you should be asking?
Yeah, if you get a bloke who comes in as a 4 or a 5-pointer, but he's only likely to stay 1 year, you don't really need him.
No, or don't want him, to be honest.
You don't want to pick him in front of a few 4-pointers that will stay and make your club better in a few years. And I just had a text from that ex-mayor idiot. He's having a go at me for talking rubbish. You want to listen to hashtag of them all? I listened to it this morning. I had to turn it off. It was the greatest load of rubbish. Well, matter of fact, I'll tell you how bad it is. Andy Richards was the smartest on the panel. There you go. There you go. Listen to that, Mitchell, you idiot.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, let's start having a look at the games for the round. And I think we'll start with Thompson and Belmont. Arch, your mob, they've been going all right in the last couple of weeks. They've shown a little bit more around the ground.
Oh, obviously, a big win last week. So.
A sneaky chance, I reckon, today.
Oh yeah, they do match up well against Belmont usually as well. They do have a couple out today, which is going to hurt them. A couple coming back up. Don't think Devon Smith is playing. We've got obviously Jed Hannessy in some career best form. He actually got the highest Premier Data score out of country last week. So he had 298 Premier Data, which doesn't mean a lot to you, Dale, but he had 57 disposals and 7 goals, which are obviously against a lesser outfit, but an unbelievable stat line nonetheless. And Jordan Cam with 7 goals as well. So they've got some players coming along nicely. I mean, they've got Roy Dixon was a recruit from Torquay at the start of the year, and he's now taken their best forward every game, which he's got full confidence that he can be their number 1 back. So, yeah, it's all just coming together for Thompson, and it's good to see these kids coming through, such as Jasper Blair as well, Alex Antisev, and, even players like Harry Sauce. So, Taylor Beat in the ruck as well. So, yeah, they've got all the pieces there, and I'll definitely give them a chance against Belmont today. What does hurt them, though, is Ben McPherson, after a couple of weeks off with that injury we saw against North Geelong a couple of weeks ago. He's back in for Belmont, which is good to see for the leagues. We love watching Benny out there, interleague captain. But yeah, he's a big in for Belmont. And I think Belmont will be a little bit too good today, but I wouldn't rub Thompson out altogether when you got the stars such as Geordie Cam and Jed Hannessy.
We don't worry. We had a great start against the Lions last week, but they were able to work themselves back into the contest. They wouldn't want to do the same at Thompson today and take that risk, would they?
Probably not, but it's a little bit of a different level, I think. Someone said that Paul Lynch may stay. Well, I bloody well for Thompson's hope he does, because I think once he lost all those players at the start of the year and looked at his list, I think the first thing he would have thought was, I don't think we can make finals with this list. So rather than play to win every game and try and win a premiership, which he didn't think he could do, he took these kids on board. And if you look at the first 4 or 5 rounds, they weren't much good. They were getting beaten pretty badly. Some of those kids weren't getting much of a touch, and he stuck with them and he taught them, and they learnt. And I think their last half a dozen games, like they were nearly 25 points in front or something at half-time at Werribee, not at Thompson.
Yep.
And I think their form has transformed into a reasonably good footy team. The kids are starting to play really good footy, right? So, yes, they'll have to recruit a couple. But then, next year, if they do recruit a couple of good players, these kids who have got a whole season behind them could be the difference of maybe Thompson climbing back into the finals calculation. So I think he's done a great job of them. But Belmont, yeah, they did crawl their way back into the game last week, but they were still beaten by 41 points, which is a fair bit towards this end of the season when they're playing for finals. But that's the thing here. They are playing for finals. If they lose this, they're in almighty trouble. And I just believe that they'll play well enough to win. Again, with everybody on the same points, percentage is going to make a huge difference. So if they get a chance to get in front of Thompson and stick the boots in, then that's what they've got to do and try and get percentage. I think Belmont will win, but I agree with you, Arch. Thompson are playing reasonable good footy and are clawing back. But I just think the ante's too much. Belmont will be too flat out to win this.
Yeah, I think it's a game for them it's probably their grand final. If they don't win this today, as I said, they could be in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Belpost Hill last game. It will be at their home ground, but still, coming up against Belpost Hill, you still wouldn't want to be doing that, trying to get yourself into some finals this year. So it's going to be very interesting. As I said, I do consider Thompson to be a bit of a chance out there this afternoon. If they can get themselves up and going early in the game, I reckon put that scoreboard pressure on. You just don't know what can unfold from there. But I still think Belmont will get it done, and that will probably save their season and guarantee them. I think that would be the case.
Will it?
Well, I think with that win, they will. As I
Put
said,
them on 44 points.
Yeah.
They'll still be behind percentage.
With Belpost still to play against next week.
Yeah, and they're behind percentage of Belpost. So it's
Yes.
not much to make up 3%.
So basically, your top three are pretty well set. The North Geelong, Werribee, Winchelsea won't change. No.
Well, it'll change, but in order.
Yeah,
Those
that's
three.
right. Yeah.
When I get to the Werribee game, I'll explain why. But
Yep.
at the moment, Belmont on 40. I think Belpost still on 40. So if they both win, they're both still on 40.
Yep.
So East, they're on 40. So they really have to win. We'll get to that as well.
Yep.
So even if Belmont, even if they win today, they still have to beat Belpost still next week, maybe. So that's why it's so touch and go and so close and so important for Belmont to bring their A grade today against Thompson, and I'm sure they will.
Yep. Well, let's move on now. Bannockburn, they are at home to Inverleigh.
Where are you going here? You're not even going in order.
Nah, sorry, I've got myself out of whack. I'm starting going back to the top now, but that was an important game, I thought. So I just want to look at Bannockburn versus Inverleigh, equally important. You know each side. Sometimes they don't like each other too much, and I can guarantee the loser will be wanting to put the other side out of contention if they're not both going to make finals. They would want to have that bragging rights. At home, Bannockburn, early in the season, good. Was it Good Friday? No, was it Anzac Day? Anzac Day. The Anzac Day clash. Bannockburn just got over the top, so it's interesting because I worked through the Inverleigh side, and barring probably just a couple, they're nearly at their full strength with Finn O'Keefe coming back into the side.
Okay, well, they need to be because this is their last hurrah. You know, if Bannockburn are on 36, well, they're both on 36. So they're both a chance, but Inverleigh got North next week.
Yep.
So that to me, that means they have to win today. Bannockburn next week have got Corio. So if Bannockburn win, they're a real chance to make the 8. Don't worry about that, especially if the other games go the wrong way.
Yep.
So, so this is a very, very important game. I would have thought if Inverleigh lose today, even though it'd be mathematically possible, I think they're gone. I don't think they can come back. You know, they had their chance last week. They were in that match for a lot of the time against Winch, but inevitably they went down by 5 goals. So, you know, I think you reckon they got their full side in. By God, they're going to need it.
Yeah,
because
not far away. Not far away.
Bannockburn's form's been a bit up and down, but if you have a look at the scalps they've taken over the last couple of weeks, they beat East by 9 points. They beat Werribee by a few goals. So they've taken a couple of good scalps that are going to play should play finals. It just tells me that their form's reasonably good. I would have to see the sides, and I would love to see if Henry Hawker was in that side
last week.
This week?
So last week he played, he was kept to 0 goals. This week he's also in the side.
Well, they need to have him in there because you said Inverleigh got their best side. I think Bannockburn are going to have as close to their best side as well. It's at Bannockburn. I still give them a chance to make the 5. I and Inverleigh too, but I'm going to go for Bannockburn because I just think they're a touch better. But I tell you what, it could go either way. It's a tough one.
Yeah, Dale, I'm going to go, I reckon that's pretty well summed up. I'm going to go for Bannockburn as well. My question to you, Dale, is who would you play on a match winner like Henry Hawker? Obviously, Will Stoney has been one of their key backs for Inverleigh for the year, and he sometimes takes their opposition's best defender. Would he be someone like him you'd put on him, or is there someone else that you'd think would go to Henry Hawker, try and negate his performance?
Well, Jack Filet's probably their key defender. Yep. I don't know whether they'll play him on Hawker. I think Hawker is a player that likes to get up the field. The bloke I'd be playing him is Viney.
Yeah, Josh Viney, yeah.
I reckon he's the bloke that can run with him. He's got the height, he's got the strength, he's a good mover across the ground. And I think he'd be the bloke that I would start on him because I think if he fails, and Hawker gets himself involved in the game, then your options have to go back to either Jack Five to take that responsibility. And if he doesn't do it, then I suppose Will Stone, as you said, he's that old style player that just negates. He doesn't worry about getting kicked himself. He just goes back and negates. So.
And he wouldn't be the type of player that would care about, him getting 2 kicks for the game as long as he does the team job and make sure, which is what you got to do with him. But yeah, I do agree with you there. Josh Viney would probably be the matchup for Henry Hawker because you're right. He's so versatile in the way he gets up the ground, almost like a Jeremy Cameron. Like if he's not getting a kick the forward line, he'll come up and try and mark the ball. And then the way how hard he works back down the ground as well. And when he flies, no one's going to stop him. So I think he could be determined how he plays. Could be the match winner today.
Well, Zach Smith's just kicked an 80-metre goal, and the umpires made him come back behind the mark. Yeah, he's not happy. But look, I might be a victim of what you sort of say sometimes. They don't look that big till they get out on the ground. But is Will Stoney, he doesn't look a big man to me. Is he too small for Hawker?
Oh, I just think he's probably one of the next mobile defenders they've got.
I don't know about mobile. Like, I agree if you're having Viney if he goes up the ground.
Yeah, but I don't know whether you got anything else that you can run in there.
I don't know how much damage he's going to do up the ground. When he comes down in the goal kicking range, Filet's got the job and that's it. Because Filet can beat him.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. If he's up the ground getting kicks and they're not kicking goals, let it happen.
Yeah.
Let it happen because it's not hurting you too much.
And I'll say something and I'll probably get a message in about 2 seconds. Dalton Grundle's the bloke I'd play on him because he's big, strong, runs and can compete in the air with him. Now, my phone will buzz in a minute. Yeah. Shane will be listening. He's sitting up at Mildura at the moment.
I just think if Inverleigh really, really need to win this game of footy, I just think Dalton's got to be up forward kicking them some goals. They've got to have their best players where they can win the game, and that's up forward. And I think Dalton, I don't know where he's been playing each week. He have a run on the ball here and there, but I think he's got to play forward, beat his opponent like he can, kick goals and give him a chance to win.
Well, he hasn't kicked multiple goals this year.
Mason Dixon's a man. He's the one that's got to stand up. If he kicks his 5 or 6 today, I think if he kicks 5 or 6, I think Inverleigh win.
Yeah, but I think you need more than one up there.
Oh, you do.
You know?
Yeah, don't be surprised. Donohue's named an halfback flank. Don't be surprised if he starts floating down the ground and kicks around the half forward line and kicks some goals.
He probably can, but do you think he plays better off the half back? I do.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's the same thing, Grub. If you don't pay him any attention, because you think he's on the half back line, he's not going to hurt you. He'll hurt you every time.
Well, we've seen games where like you're saying, kick goals. We've seen games where he's been so dominant off half back, his next kick results in a goal because he kicks to somebody in the forward line in a good position. It's a beautiful kick. So the ones and the twos might not go against his name, but how many does he give away? So I think he's just as dangerous down there.
Yeah, look, I think it's going to be a great contest out there this afternoon. So it's interesting. As I said, I think Bannockburn at home would probably just get the sway. But as I said, I think my statement will be that if Mason Dixon ends up with 5 or 6, I think Inverleigh win.
Just on that, great point, Dale. Who do you think that Bannockburn, the Bannockburn defenders, who do you think they're going to turn to try and take the job of Mason Dixon? Obviously, the leading goal kicker in the league at the moment. So you'd probably have a plan to go into the game with him, someone to run with him all day.
Yeah, I think Bowden probably to start.
Yeah.
Mac would have been if he had been in the side. I reckon he maybe, but he's probably a little bit shorter. But I think they go with Bowden for the start.
Yeah.
And I think he's probably their best defender. And I reckon they get the best result from that. I reckon.
Where's he going to line up, Mason Dixon?
I reckon he'll go deep for today.
If he goes deep, I'll tell you, he'll get him. But
probably
Tommy Barth will get him if he goes deep.
Yep.
Bowden will get him if he sticks out at centre half forward. There you go.
Right. Yep. Well, Tommy Barth's been having a pretty good season too, so he's not. He's a bit the same, a bit of the old style defender. Plays on a bloke, and as I said, same thing as you said, Arch. Happy just to get 1 or 2 touches, but if he can limit his man to get none, he's having a really good day.
Especially playing on a young bloke. You know, you try to punch the ball away, and sometimes accidentally you might just up the ear accidentally.
Tell you, Tommy Barth won't be doing that, mate. He's not that type of kid. I've known him.
You said he was a dour old style defender.
Yeah, but that's modern old style dour.
Modern old style. Yeah. Well, you've got me tossed now.
Yeah, no, that is in the old days. Yes, you would have been the first to clip him over here just to let him know you were standing. But I'm guarantee you, this kid won't do it. He's as honest as the day is long, and he won't.
Yeah, honest is honest, but I'm talking accidental.
Yeah, no, I don't even think that would even creep into his mind, to be be honest. I'll tell you what, he has his physique's definitely changed since I saw him last, so I wouldn't be surprised if he lays a pretty solid tackle on him, and that might be the way you go about it. But no, as I said, looking forward to this contest. It's a pity actually we couldn't have gone and seen this one because I would have really enjoyed it. And
why didn't you ask for it last week?
Well, because it's just a bearing, as I said, where they were situated. If they had been 5 and 6, I reckon we would have been there without a doubt.
It's nearly the same as 5 and 6, Smithy.
And I understand that. But the crowd there this morning, I went up to watch my young bloke play footy when I was talking to you.
Yeah.
And there was hardly a car park around the ground at 8:30 in the morning. So,
really?
Yeah. Yeah, so
some of them will go home, though.
It will, but it's going to be a big day out there, I can tell you. So
I think it's always a big day in Bannockburn.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, if you're not doing anything on the day, that's where you're going to be. So, and as I said, the relevance in this game of football is enormous. And so is the next game. Belpost Hill, they are at home. They take on Werribee. Now, you had a little conversation, Grub, that they thought that Werribee might be just having a bit of a spell with a couple this afternoon. Is that the case or not?
I think if you look at it, they can't finish top, because Winchelsea will play Corio and the Giants. And there's already only 0.3 of percentage separating them. So Winchelsea will finish top. Looking at that, I don't think Werribee can drop out of the top 3. So they now know that they will be playing the qualifying final. And I'm guessing it'll be against North Geelong, right? So I think in their wisdom, they've decided to rest 4 or 5 players. I can't come to terms with the fact that they've had so many out overseas, injured and all that. And now they're going to rest them?
Would be the same group, wouldn't it?
No, but like Big Paddy Daly's been rested. He's only played 5 or 6 games after missing the whole season. But that tells me it's not really being managed. That tells me he might be a bit sore. Okay. He might have come back a touch early. But, the blokes you see come into the side and, and Josh Stone, he's done pretty well when he's got up there. But
he's played quite a few games. He played in early, and he's been in the last 3 weeks in the goal kickers as well.
Yeah, look, I think you're playing with fire. If you think, all right, we know when we're going to play, we'll rest him. I still think their biggest problem is getting their momentum back, and I don't see how you're going to get momentum by managing blokes. I really don't. But I tell you what it does do. It gives Belpost Hill the chance to beat them up on their own dung hill, where they normally do anyway. Werribee have got a terrible record up there. And Belpost Hill have got almost their strongest side back in. Lockie Wilson's back in.
Yep.
You saw him in the twos last week. And I'm going to go the upset. I think Belpost Hill can win.
And keep their
well, they're going to be all guns firing, because if they lose, they can miss out in finals. Werribee can't.
Yep.
But I just think when you get 5 or 6 sides that are so close together, the right attitude could be the difference, and it could be today.
Yeah, you just, as I said, you only have to be that little mark off.
Yeah.
And we know what sides can do. So
yeah, I'm going to go the upset here.
You're going to go Belpost?
Yeah, I'm going to go the upset.
What about you, Art?
I'm going to go Belpost still as well, just because I love the way they fought that.
Copying you, idiot. You can't
I'm allowed to copy you.
Oh.
You've been pretty good at the tips recently. I'm going to go them because I love the way they clawed their way back into the game last week. They could have rolled over, and North Geelong could have easily won by 10 or 11 goals, but it was their senior and experienced players that stood up when they needed to, and we were saying it about half time that we thought they didn't have much impact on the game, and they were the players who got them back into it. Talks of Bill Whitney and Tim Barton and Costello as well. Obviously, wasn't kicking his goals, but setting him up. So I'm going to go with him and a couple of players. Looking at where he's listed, Ben Leonard and you mentioned Joshua Stone as well. Haven't played a lot of senior football. They've been in and out of the team throughout the year. So I'm going to go with Belpost Hill with basically the same team they had last week.
Except for Lockie Wilson.
Yeah.
And I love seeing him in. I reckon
it gives them that extra avenue, doesn't it?
Look, I don't expect him to do wonders first game back in from a long, long time out with a facial injury. But I reckon if he can get them couple of games under his belt, they can make the finals. I just think I know you need Cozzy down there. Riley Dixon looks like he's still playing seconds, is he?
Yeah, I didn't see his name in there.
So if he's not in there, he's not liable to be there.
Yep.
He'll come good, don't worry. In the future, he'll be a good player.
Got some good height.
Yeah, but the other, I think he just straightens them up. I think he brings everybody into the game. And I really like Lockie Wilson in that Belpost Hill forward line.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think this afternoon I was going to go Werribee, but until you told me those a couple of blokes that they're not putting in, obviously Culliver, another one that's not going to be
gone
taking
for the
any
year. Brody Taylor gone for the year, and the bloke that the superstar they picked up, the fly-in player, that Marshall.
Yep,
done his meniscus, gone for the year.
Oh no.
So they got 3 gone for the year.
So that's it. Those sort of things do hurt, as I said. But I reckon Belpost Hill, as I said, at home, had it been at Werribee, I think I would have gone Werribee's way. But being at the Hill, I'm going to tip the home side. Speaking of home sides, Geelong West haven't won a game so far. They take on the Anarchy Roos.
Can they do it today, Dale? Is this the day they get their first win of the year?
I don't think they can. But I think Anarchy are going along pretty well. They're going great, but they're going along a lot better than what the West Side are. I think Anarchy win the game. Grub, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, look, I tipped them to beat Thompson last week, and I was only 128 points out. But I don't think they're going to win one. Who have they got next week? Winchelsea, so that's out. For them to win a game for the season, they have to beat Anarchy at home at least. Look, Clarkie's done a pretty good job there, right? He's not interviewing for the job next year. He's not put in for it at all, and he really only came back when Frangos and that left to help the club because he loves the club. Look, he's another one like Lynch. He looks at that side and says, "I don't think we can win a game." So rather than try and pack it with old blokes who may well give it away, he's thrown a lot of kids in there as well and said, "I don't care if we don't win a game. If these kids can get the experience and that they need and improve, then as I said about Thompson, pick up a couple of players next year. If they finish, just outside the 5 or even anywhere off the bottom, win 5 games, win 4 games, something like that, the new coach will be lauded. And they say, I think you've got to put a lot down to what Clark's done down there."
Yep.
And as I say, he doesn't want to coach, but their chances.
It's not going to help with Jackson Collins on the side.
Yeah, well, I don't think it would matter. I just don't think they can win anyway. Anarchy, they're another hard luck story. Anarchy with all the players that they lost, and then Barter and those blokes and the young Indigenous boys that were playing there. There was that Davey and those blokes they left, and I just thought
they just have enough. Do you know what the story is there?
I don't know. No, I think one of them got an offer from somewhere else. I'm not quite sure. Actually, I wouldn't comment on it at all, really, unless I had the facts.
Yeah.
The only fact I know is that they're not there.
Yeah.
And that's hurt them a fair bit. And they've struggled along. As I say, they probably could have beaten wherever at home. And there's a couple other games they went close in. And in the end, I think Morso will be pretty disappointed in the year. But again, they've got the nucleus of a side there, a couple of recruits to replace those blokes, and they could be a lot higher next year. And I think they'll win today. And I don't think the Giants then will hit the win and dice for the year.
Yeah, obviously Barter been back from his injury, and then I think he went overseas for a short period of time. I think it's his second game back now, so I think he's a key factor for Anarchy. And as I said, I think with him in that side, as I said, they've still got some handy players in that side. Gerard, we know, just keeps a heat of the ball. Mawson's obviously had a pretty good season as well.
Yeah,
they're on ball brigade's pretty strong.
Definitely, I think on paper their team's quite good. Look at Oscar Barter. Brad Gerard, Nick Howe is their recruit in the year. Got injured earlier. Obviously, it was always going to be a tough challenge for Jake Mawson to try and fill the hole that Andrew Bosley left, leaving, because he's 60 goals that you got to try and replace. And he tried to do it with Nick Howe. Obviously got injured, and then also bringing in Francesi Fulton. So obviously it hasn't gone their way. And but yeah, look, they've still got a lot of talent on the park. And like it's good to see Dalhouse is still playing as well. Brad Gerard and Josh Mawson are both right up there in the Athlete's Foot Player of the Year as well. So it just shows that they've had some a tough draw as well. It must be said, having to verse the team after they play Geelong West every week. But that's just the way it goes. So you can't blame that. But yeah, I think Anarchy should get the job done, and Geelong West won't win a game this season.
Yeah, you did end up naming him, but we sort of left him out a bit. I think fit as a fiddle, at the top of his form. I think Dalhouse is possibly the best player in the competition. He missed nearly all the season. He missed half the season. And then in the games that he's come back and played him, he's kicked 4 goals nearly every week.
Yep.
Right? So I think I said it earlier in the year. Yes, they lost Bosley. But if they could have found a ruckman that could just compete and then have Dalhouse and Barter in the forward line, you pick up some of Bosley's 70 goals. But unfortunately, Barter and Dalhouse, the boys I'm talking about, didn't play for most of the year. So that's how hard it's made for Morso. But look, he's not one to throw the towel in that bloke, I can tell you. And I just think, as I said, they will be back next year with a few extra players. And the young blokes that have played this year will be better as well. I just think there's a few sides like that, as I mentioned, Thompson. And I think you reckon this season's been great.
Yeah.
maybe next year, some of those sides that are just out of calculation, like your Thompsons and your Anarchies, all of a sudden, add them to the 8 that are still left in. We might have bloody 10 left at this time of the year next year.
Wouldn't that be great if that was the case?
Just on that, Grubby, if I was Jake Mawson, I'd be looking back to the elimination final they played last year. And someone who played very well against them that day was Liam Merrick for Belpo Still. Now, he's playing in the seconds. He can't get a game in the ones, Belpo Still. And someone like him coming to the club would be ideal for him to just compete in the ruck. And he's a pretty good ruckman. He's decent around the ground as well. He could be the option, and then you could put Oscar Barter forward. So
that's in theory, that's great. But from what I've heard about Liam, I don't think footy's his biggest priority. I think if it was, I think they could find a spot for him in their seniors. And I know he's playing twos this year, but there was, I think, a year that he went away and said, I'm going to play this or do that. I'm not quite sure if football's his priority, so I'm just not quite sure if he's the one you want to get or would want to come.
Yeah, that'd be that. It'd be probably hard to move him from Belpost Hill, but yeah, I can see what you're coming from. Archer. There's obviously,
so can I.
There's obviously players around the league that you go and jump at, but I reckon there's probably the GFL sides with their reserve ruckmans or that you'd be probably looking at just to get him in. And as I said, if you get one, you might get 2 or 3 of his mates come with him as well. So last game,
you just don't want to fall into the trap of getting a reserves GFL ruckman.
Yep.
And paying too much money for him. You don't fall into that trap.
No,
happened before, hasn't it?
Yeah, if you're going to do that, you go and see Jason Doherty and Tommy King, who knows everything about the GFL, and watch the end of the seconds games and say, this bloke wants something. And they'll tell him straight out, yes or no.
Yeah.
You've got to do your homework on it if you're going to do that.
Even the BFL, we've got another league in Geelong as well that
that's
you
right.
can take players from.
Last game before we get into this one here, and we better start moving along because the players are out in the ground. Umpires now. Winchelsea are at home. No, sorry, Coria are at home. They take on Winchelsea. A big task for the home side again today, Grub.
Well, we'll get through this quick because there's not much you can say about it.
No.
Coria have only won the 2 games. They'll be a bit disappointed, but again, they lost a lot of players at the start of the year as well. They fight hard every single week. They got beat last week by Anakin by the 13 points. So, and they were out of it for a while, so they never give up. But Winchelsea are going to finish on top. They've won about 9 or 10 in a row, and then they're going to make it 11 in a row.
No chance to
grow. No, I don't think so, Dale. I think Cam Primer might. They might be looking for Cam Primer today. I don't know. I did ask you this last week, Dale. But if you're a coach, and let's say you're up by 70 points at halftime, everyone would know. Do you start looking for Primer a little bit more inside the forward line? Knowing that you're going to win anyway, and that you can just try and get him the Wayne Tyckler medal?
The short answer on that is bloody oath. Yes.
Yeah, you clear out your forward line and make it just a one-on-one contest. So he's got plenty of space to move in. And I think that would probably answer the question pretty safely there. But
and I think they've rested some players too. Which yes, I think they've rested a couple.
Oh, well, that's probably again in the position that we're in. Again, you want front? Do you want top spot? Finish, have a spell, or do you want to keep going?
Well, they're going to get top spot.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So for them, this isn't playing funny buggers. For them, they're going to finish on top. Right. And they are going to play in the second semi. So they're going to have a week off. Now, if they're good enough to win that, they're going to go to the grand final and they're going to have another week off.
Yep.
So they're going to have 2 week offs in a row. And the games before that are going to be Corio and the Giants. Right. So I don't know which way do you work it. Do you go full on and try and beat the Giants by 200 points? Or Corio, or do you rest a couple of players and make sure that it's a very, very hard thing. But
it's a fine balance, isn't it?
Yeah, the thing I will say is this bloke's been around a bit, and he's a really, really good coach, and I'm sure he'll come up with the right formula.
Yep, I agree. I said Winchelsea win this game. They'll win them comfortably. Just hope the Corio boys can put their best foot forward. Right on, gentlemen, this afternoon again. Coin is being tossed in the middle of the ground. East Geelong at home to North Geelong. Important for East Geelong because, as I said, if they don't win here today, then they've got to go to Werribee next week and win. But North Geelong comfortably in that 3rd position. But again, probably wouldn't want to drop a game. They've got some players to come back into their side. Whether that's going to be next week or the week after, I'm not too sure. But they have been going along pretty nicely.
That was a bad loss from last week, East, against Banno, 9 points. They really, really, really didn't want to lose that, because they knew they had this game and then Werribee next week. Look, I'm going to tip North Geelong, which means to me that East are going to have to go down to Werribee next week and win, or they might find themselves on 6th position. They might find themselves outside the final 5 for the first time in a fair while. We know their finals record hasn't been great, And you've always hoped, well, I have anyway, that they put up a better performance year by year as they get into finals. Well, they've got to pull their finger out, otherwise they're not going to be playing finals. And I think today's the start of it. And I know Ned, he will be instructing these blokes, you have to play this as a final, because if you don't play this as a final and you don't win, we might not be playing finals. Right, and I reckon they're fitting. As we said before, they've given Zach Smith a run in the seconds. If he gets through it like it looked like he did, then he'll probably play in the first next week against Werribee. And Sammy Lowe, normally in normal circumstances, if they're sitting second or third and playing great footy, Sammy's been out a bit long. But if they're looking for somebody from experience and that, and he gets fit enough, and I think that's why they're giving him the chance too. They're going all out east, and I really think they're a chance too. But we've watched North the last couple of weeks, and they've just been cool. Like the last week's win was 13 points against Balpost Hill, which didn't justify the game to me. I thought they were five or six goals better than them. One quarter, Balpost Hill sort of hemmed them in, but I thought they had the game in control all day. They've got some play. I think they've got a couple out today, by the way. But again, that won't hurt them because they probably will play in the qualifying final. And look, I'd love to sit here and tip East and hope they did to make the finals race even tougher, but I think I'm just going to go for North on their present form.
Arch, they've been pretty good, North Geelong, and I think the quarter they played at Belmont Lions a couple of weeks back, they kicked 8 goals in the quarter. I don't think I've seen a better quarter of football this year from any side. Their pace seems to be their factor. Do you reckon that East Geelong have got that pace to go with them today?
I think they do have the pace, Dale. It's a good question. I think the way they set up from their defensive 50 and the way they transition the ball is some of the best in the league.
Well, thanks for the year anyway, Arch. Where's their pace? Tell me where their pace is.
Yeah,
They're not a pacey side.
I'm talking about their setup. I think the way that they you look at Jasper George. If I was Ned Olsbrook and I was looking at the game last week, every time they seem to transition the ball, it's ended up it being with Jasper George and the way he's like a conductor out there, the way and a general, the way he makes the switch happen, he tells players where to run. And so I'd be looking at putting someone like a Jack Doyle, who's played quite a bit of senior football this year, put him on Jasper George and play like a defensive forward role. Because you just can't have Jasper George going back with a flight, taking the mark, and then he's such a good field kick as well, and he follows up, and yeah. So I think one thing that Balpost Hill didn't do last week is they tried to play North Geelong's game, and then when they started being more pacey and didn't try and do the structure that North Geelong had, they got back in the game. So yeah, I think Ned's got to try and shut down Jasper George, but that'd be the first thing I look at, and then from there go long to Caleb Ezard and hope he can kick a few goals.
Yeah, no, I disagree. We didn't actually answer the question for a start because I don't think they're a pacey side, and I'm not saying that's a big thing anyway. But on this pretty big ground and St Albans, if it is, I think pace. You have to have a certain amount. Crombie's got a bit of pace. Look, I tell you what, the best player I see most weeks, I reckon, from what I've seen, is Johnny McIntyre. There's no better player than him going around. But pace isn't his big asset.
No.
And I think they've got a few more like that are good footballers, but they're not pace. And if they're allowed to run North, look out, because I don't think I'll answer your question. I don't think they have the pace to go with them. But the other thing I want to say is, too, we're talking about North last week against Balpost Hill. What about North the week before against Belmont?
Yeah.
What did they win that by? Another 11, 12, 15 points. Never, ever, ever in doubt. Like when a side only gets beat by 2 goals, you can say it's up and down, the best. They would never look like losing either of those 2 games, even though the results weren't that huge.
Their first half was sensational, but they just did enough to keep their
distance. That's what I'm saying. They're just not overextending themselves yet.
Just on that, though, you don't think Boston Riccardi, Oscar Riccardi, and Cooper Vaughan have pace?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, I thought Dale's question was, do you think North Geelong have pace?
No, he said he's got the pace to
go with North because, as I said, other than Steele out there, Benny Crombie's a good mover across the ground, but he was not explosive. So I reckon that's it's interesting. As I said, it's Steele's going to line up forward. So the game is not too far away. We better take.
Well, I tell you what, he's probably the quickest player in the side. Steele.
Absolutely. So game's not too far away. As I said, players now starting to move to their positions. Really looking forward to this contest this afternoon, and tend to agree. East lose this, I reckon they're done and dusted for the season. But to manufacture something here this afternoon, to make sure that is not the case.
Geez, that's a big call, Smithy.
As I said, Grubby, momentum in football is a magnificent thing. And I said, when you've got blokes like Sammy Lowe, Smith, Fanning's not in this side.
We'll give you an update at halftime about how many Zach Smith did kick in the reserves as well.
Well, they only kicked about 10 or 11, didn't they?
In the end, I didn't look
I
at the
was trying to look at the
scoreboard.
scoreboard.
It was a big margin, but
Tell you what, I did watch him. He wasn't out to kick goal. I think he kicked a point early, but he was playing up the ground.
Yeah.
Well, as I say, he did play on and kick a 90-yard goal. And they took it off him. Made him come back behind his mark, which is fair enough. Well, good umpiring. And I went over there and couldn't find him. I haven't got the umpires for today. So no bagging them, Smitty.
No, won't be doing that.
Was Chaston out there?
Is that him on the far side?
I think so. Might be Dave Chaston. It's a long way away. Where's McLaren?
Put the glasses on, get the goggles. Just waiting for the umpire and 2 o'clock to tick over. Very patient man in the middle of the ground, the umpire.
Doesn't want to finish it.
Don't start on them right from the start, please, Dale.
Kasparian. I'll tell you what, it's talking about umpires. That bloke that umpired the Geelong game the other night in Collingwood, unbelievable.
Well, I think Footscray and North Melbourne are even worse.
Oh, I don't know. They couldn't be much worse than that. When you get 24-7, there's something going wrong.
What about Newtown? 10 free kicks to 1 in the last quarter.
Oh, ball now back in the middle of the ground, and the game is underway. Kasparian maybe got the handball down, but it's like Riccardi who emerges with the ball. He had it, lost it. He's been taken out, and free kick will go to Oscar Riccardi, centre wing position, clubroom side of the ground. So now with ball in hand, chips the ball low. Couldn't get down to pick the ball up there, but coming through was Vaughan. He did pick the ball up, was tackled straight away. Again, Riccardi's back in underneath the ball. East Geelong now emerged with it. Tackle from Swennerson, holds him up. And, I'm not too sure whether he had much prior opportunity there. Ball is going to go to Tommy Swennerson. I'm not going to say Thomas.
That's Thomas.
No.
Thomas.
He's got the ball now and brings the ball out wide. Mark taken out there by Beecroft. The ball in the half back line. He goes towards his teammate. Kasparian chipped in, but now it's going to be pinched away there. Payne comes through. Couldn't take clean possession. Again, ball to be won at ground level. It's going to be picked up eventually. Mulville gets the ball out to Crombie. Crombie's kick goes to the centre wing and just beyond it now. So some defensive work needs to be done. Cambridge picks the ball up. Looks to get
he's gone.
Out. That was a good, strong tackle there. And the play lane, that was Purdy. So Purdy now plays on, goes quickly into the forward line. Steele out in front.
Should have got it free.
Probably should have. Was held from behind, but he's now got the ball at ground level, turns and goes. A little bit too much on the ball there, but it's being picked up and kicked towards goal, and it will be coming back too far and through for a minor score. And that was Ollis that got that behind. East Geelong are on the board. They are one straight behind. North Geelong yet to score.
And I'll tell you something else. We always said that Steele's got pace. Guess what? He's got some off-the-mark speed as well. Did you see him those first 3 steps?
Well, he went. There he is now, and the ball going to be kicked in by Farrell. Did most of it last week. Really straight up the ground. Has Riccardi again. Inside defensive 50. He goes straight up the ground, goes looking towards Vaughan. Ball goes through his hands, cleaned up out the back there by Bissenden. Got his teammate out the back in McLean, who kicks the ball long into their forward line. Cambridge come out, didn't take the mark. Ball at ground level again. East Geelong with another opportunity. Steele the banana around the body, goes across the face of goal, right across the face of goal, and out of bounce. Ball to be thrown in about 10 metres around from the behind post.
I'll tell you what, Belmont showed early last week that it is absolutely dangerous to not take opportunities early. So East better get on that board because they've had 2 opportunities early and they need a few goals early.
Spam ball from the ruck contest again. Neither player got a clean hit out from the area. Umpire said that, that was a quick decision again now. I'm not too sure who it was over the top of it, but the free kick is going to go
he dragged it in.
It's going to go to, is it Minari? It is. So he's in a great position here, about 25 metres out from goal, almost directly in front. An opportunity for the first goal of the afternoon.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, well, as I said, they went to ground, but not too much prior opportunity to get the ball out there with a number of players around the contest. Minari now from about 25 out, kicks that goal, and that is straight over the umpire's head. They have their first. East Geelong now 1-1. They lead North Geelong, who are yet to score. We have gone 3 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard.
Well, he must have listened to me, I reckon, because as I said, North, as we said, don't overextend themselves too much in certain stages of the game. It's those stages of the game where you've got to make them pay, right? Belmont didn't make them pay enough. Belpost didn't make them pay. And for East to make them pay this week, they've got to kick straight, and that's exactly what Galen Minari did. And I tell you what, Steele's up and about early. He looks a bit of a danger. Let's hope he plays 4 quarters of it.
So we are back in the middle now. Both teams playing a sweeper behind the ball. Comes back to Davis. He's going to see the ball forward in the path to Swennis, and it bounces away from him. Now he's Geelong back with the ball. Handball over the top. It's an opportunity for that goal kicker, Minari. He couldn't quite trap the ball. Riccardi running after it. The far side win. He gets it now. That's Oscar. He handballs back. And it's a good kick inboard to find Swennison. So Tommy Swennison, half back for North Geelong. He's going to sell the candy, get around one, then go straight up the guts. Kicks long. It looks well set, though. It was a beautiful, well done from Bissington. He came off his player, read the ball, and took the mark. He's going to chip kick short, just in between half back and centre wing. Just wait for the opportunity to rise. He's going to go back now. They go the full ground switch. It might come all the way back to Bissington. It will. He now has to make a decision. He's been called to play on. Kenner might get him. Now they're in trouble here. East Geelong, they're going to find their way out of it. Back to Bissington. He's had it 3 times in this passage of play, and it's a good kick. Finds his teammate in Payne. So Payne, the other side now, the transition from one side of the ground to the other in front of us in the broadcast position. Ball down the line. No one flew. And who ends up with it? Jasper George. He handballs back to Boston Ricciardi. He's going to chip kick back, trying to find Cambridge. It goes over his head. Purdy's on his hammer if he can get him. Steele's there as well. Steele picks the ball up now. He's tackled instantaneously, but there's going to be a stoppage 50 metres out from the East Geelong goal. Steele looking dangerous early for East Geelong. Kasparian got the tap out, couldn't find Doyle. Now the ball comes out, opportunity for McIntyre. He dives over the ball. Desnoy there as well. How's the umpire going to see this one? He's going to say no prior opportunity. We'll have another stoppage 55 metres out from the East Geelong goal. And Andrew Steele is 1 out in the square. Kasparian couldn't quite cover the ball. Davis grabbed out of the ruck, an up and under kick. Who can get under that? It was a big fist on that occasion. Comes back down to McIntyre. Now Desnoy might get the rope. No, he just couldn't. Now Tommy Swennison, he started well. He kicks the ball out wide, but it's all East ahead of the ball. They're probably going to win this 3-on-1. They couldn't quite, though. Cooper Vaughan does really well. Then he copped a high. The umpire's seen it. Well done from Cooper Vaughan. He's got a man in the pocket. He's going to go quickly. It's an up and under kick. Probably not to his advantage, and it's a good fist. Out of bounds on that occasion. Probably not the kick, Rob. Probably needed to be a bit flutter.
Yeah. Gave him no chance in the finish, even though I can't see from here. Where's the East team sheet?
We didn't get one.
How come?
Because I had priorities.
What, food?
Yeah.
So as a stoppage now, it was Dixon who saw the ball over the boundary line. Ball back in now, 35 metres out. McIntyre kicked and he was tackled and it finds a target. That's mark taken by Farrow. Angus Farrow on the half-back line for East Geelong. He's going to go short, not 15 metres, has to play on. It was Darcy Martin who goes down the line, and Ezard, what a strong mark in front of us now. He's at centre wing. He's going to go to Steele. Good kick out in front, although it was well defended on that occasion by Cambridge. Now Ezard coming out, Desnoy the other way. Also there is O'Brien. He gets wrapped up. We'll have a stoppage. True centre wing near the middle of the ground.
I think it might have been O'Brien with the spoil, was it?
Yep, I think it was. So back in now, Kasparian versus Davis. Sweeper for East Geelong couldn't gather the ball. Desnoy hunts and then kicks the ball forward. Even numbers ahead of the ball. And that man again, Vicentini, started well. Kicks, couldn't get it, was Ricciardi, but Jasper George got on the outer side. Here goes their pace. Now North Geelong back to Ricciardi inside the forward 50. It's a good kick and the mark is taken by Fazio. He's going to have North Geelong special. He's going to play on quickly to the pocket. The mark is taken. And it looks like Bertucci, once again, he found a lot of the ball last week. What did he kick, Smithy? 3 or 4? And kicked a 4, I reckon, the week before as well. So he knows
3 last week.
And 4 the week before that.
4 goals, 5 or something, didn't he?
Yeah, that was the week before that.
So maybe his kicking's just the thing he's got to tidy up a little bit. North Geelong's first opportunity of the day. Jordan Bertucci. No more than 25 metres out. Not too much angle about it. Casually strolls in and straight over the goal umpire's hat. Kicks North Geelong's first. 117 East Geelong to 1 goal straight North Geelong. We've gone 8 minutes in this first quarter, brought to you by Bucks Entertainment.
Really good mark by Fazio. He just kept his eyes on the ball and read it when the defence actually ran under the ball. And I thought that was the best part of his play, because I thought the pass wasn't on for a minute. It was 1-on-2. I thought it was going to be sport. It was only the aerial ability of Bertucci was able to mark it. It wasn't a great pass, but it's come off and got their first goal. And yeah, I'm trying to look at those trees. They're blowing, but I don't know which way they look like. They're blowing at us, are they? Or I don't know.
When I was out in the ground earlier on, it seemed to be that going back that way to the Queenscliff Road end, if you want to call it that was wouldn't have been the attacking end. The other end would have been Grove. So
Kennedy Park.
Yeah, and I think where East Geelong are kicking it may be fancied by the Breed, but again. So again, back in the middle we go again. Kasparian gets the ball down, goes towards McIntyre. Quick boot to the ball, heads out towards centre wing, taps further afield. Clever play. Handball goes over the top. This time missed the target, picked up by Riccardi. He got the handball out the back, but again, target was missed. Numbers are out there with East Geelong, so they're going to win possession of the ball. Ball ends up in the hands of McIntyre, goes into the forward line. Mark is taken, or no, it wasn't taken. And it was put down there by Ezard. Ball goes over the boundary line. Throwing will take place right in front of the North Geelong coaching area.
He needs to take them, the big fella, Ezard. He has to take every single opportunity that comes his way.
So ball with the umpire, as we said. Benny Melville doing the ruck work in their forward half. This time picked up again, kicked forward, and the ball gets towards centre wing. Not cleanly taken out there. Desnoy, though, he was over the top of it, got the handball outside, went looking for Alma. Missed the target, picked up there by McLean, who got a little kick forward. Again, now ball back in dispute, picked up there by Swennerson. Handball goes out from McIntyre. He's going to get the 1-2. Looked inside, took him on, tackled. That's prior opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
And umpire was very correct in that decision. Free kick goes to Charlie Farrell.
I can't see anyhow he could have got that one wrong. No one, checking for blind minds, would have saw that.
So Farrell now from the half back line had a good couple of weeks. Goes out wide looking for Desnoy. Yeah. Good hands out there as well. Mark taken. Just still defensive side of centre wing. Little chip up over the top. Again, teammate was running backwards. Parker, the ball's in the hands of McComb. McComb now plays on and goes back to their half-forward line. Ezard got a little hand on it, but wasn't clean with it. Picked up again, Swennerson. On the left boot now, chips the ball back towards centre wing. Bit too much weight on it. Coming the other way, Mark taken out there, Minari. So he's got the ball on centre wing. Mulville inside him, but he actually goes to McLean by hand. Kicks into the half-forward line again. Charlie Farrell standing in the hole. Takes the mark, transfers play across the ground. The mark now taken by Cambridge. So he's got a decision to go. So he goes back across the ground. Again, out towards Sammy Reynolds. Ball kicked further along the field. So this is the hand of Luke Swennerson. And he is just outside their defensive 50. Kicks the ball towards his teammate in there and Kenner, but he couldn't take the mark. Ball back at ground level. Picked up by Ellis. That was a nice clean pick-up. Kicks back. Goes back into their half-forward line. Ball goes over the boundary line. It will be grub. I don't think it's gone inside 50. Nope. So free kick will go to Boston Riccardi out there on the far side of the ground. Again, looking to come back inside, but he's changed his mind there. So he's going to go straight down the line, I think. Left boot goes long towards centre wing. Ball's going to get out the back. Kenner, well, actually, the ball didn't get out the back because it was kept in forward. Picked up Alma. Tries to go back and win possession of it. Now he's got it. He's tackled. Ball comes out. Umpire's allowed play to go on. He's going to have to ball it up. And it's on centre wing on the clubroom side of the ground. And at the 12-minute mark of the first quarter, it is East Geelong 1-1. North Geelong 1 straight goal.
So ball is at true centre wing. Richmond Terrace side of the ground. Up and over now. The East Geelong player fell over and the ball ends up over the boundary line. I think it was offhand, so he'll have a ball in just in front of the East Geelong club rooms. Umpire with ball in hand now. Back now, Davis against Mulville on that occasion. Kasparian just having a rest for the time being.
Where is he, Kasparian?
Yeah. Looks like he's not. Oh, he's not forward. He must be off the ground.
Well, I'll tell you now, they won every clearance with him and lost everyone without him.
So Davis and Mulville, that one was evened up. Now ball comes out. Kenner was holding the play. The umpire says play on East Geelong now. Handball back, and that's a good kick inboard. He finds Farrow. So Farrow now, handball, opportunity to go forward. They're going to go inside the forward 50 here. East Geelong ball bounces in front of Steele. Steele with a quick hands. It was too quick for his teammate. Now a good tackle late. O'Brien there, and also Luke Swenison. Up and under kick. Someone's going to get under that, and it's a good mark taken on that occasion by McComb. He's going to go quickly. He's going to play her out all on his own, and the mark is going to be taken. So now short to the pocket, and yes, Steele now takes it. So you have an opportunity from 30 metres out, hugged up right against the boundary.
Tough kick.
Nearly the first opportunity was nearly better, do you think, Rob? A bit further out, but the angle was easier.
Not quite sure how the other fellow, how good a kick he was from there.
So now, Andrew Steele, and if he gets his tail up today, look out, North Geelong. He kicks a drop punt. It's completely across the face. It's out of bounds on the full. So never gave it a chance.
Kasparian's back on.
North Geelong going to have the ball now from last line of defence.
He's got to stay on as long as he can, because I think Melville, and that's a mismatch for Tommy Davis.
So they're going to go switch the ball with Farrell now. Good man to have the ball in hand. His kick's going to get over the top now, just in front of us in the broadcast position. Now it's a foot race. Here goes Cooper Vaughan. His handball's back inside. Ends up with his teammate Orr. Orr kicks the ball forward to even numbers ahead of the football. Fazio set up the last one. Can he get this ball now? He can't. Now coming through was Bertucci. He couldn't gather the ball either. Neither team with clean possession now. A lot of contested football here. Still no one going in and gathering the ball. Now they do. And the player is wrapped up, so we'll have a ball in between centre wing and half forward for North Geelong.
You see this young bloke coming out here, running towards the ball. You look this way, look way to see where his opponents are. Your opponents, the ball, straight at the ball.
Paskin the ruck for the time being now. Jasperian back.
Down.
Fell over, and he might have been run into by Jack Doyle. He was. So the free kick is going to go to Luke Parker. Now, is he within range here, Grub?
Has everybody got the free kick for?
Yeah. So Luke Parker is about 65 metres out. He has a little bit of a dash and then kicks long. And I tell you what, Grub, he did have the distance.
Find that?
That's why I asked you, because I thought he was a chance. 117 to 117 rule even here at Richmond Reserve. And we have gone 15 minutes in this first quarter, brought to you by Bucky's Entertainment.
I'll tell you what, Chasto, he's limping a bit. That hurt him a bit, I reckon.
The ball brought back in there by McLean. He goes out long, outside 50. Ball off the contest over the boundary line. Throw in to take place. So they've got some good distance there. And Luke Parker got good distance going the other way. So maybe the bruise is not going to affect too much out there, Grub.
Well, you can't really tell with Luke Parker, because if he kicks like he is, it doesn't matter with the wind, does it much?
Yeah, no. I know I watched him before the game. He was struggling to get the distance from out there, so it may have just dropped off a bit. Kasparian goes at the ruck work with Pask. Ball comes from that contest, goes back towards the boundary line. East Geelong picked the ball up. Tackle there laid by Desnoy. And umpire said, let's throw the ball back in. Not too far from the East Geelong coaching box here. In between half forward and centre wing. North Geelong's attacking end. Ruck contest again. Front position. Kasparian gets the ball down and picked up there and ends up with pass. Shrugs the tackle. Kicks in the right boot. Kasparian, a good strong smother there. Ball now outside. And East Geelong with some numbers. Crombie had it. Good smother there again. Cooper Vaughan playing a bit further up the field at the moment. Wouldn't mind seeing it a little bit closer to goal. It's Dixon, is it? That was tackled there. I'm not too sure. Umpire in quickly. And a ball up to take place. Minari again. Umpire with ball, throws it up and again. Pass from that contest. Ball goes back now towards the half forward line. And
that was a handball out, wasn't it? So it's got to be last touch.
Last touch, you're absolutely right there. East Geelong will be the recipient. Ball comes inside
last touch stuff
to McIntyre. McIntyre handball goes back. McLean again, once again. Short kick was left his teammate under a bit of pressure. McComb comes out. He cleans up. And again, they now drive the ball long into their forward line. Good strong work there from Melville. And he's going to look at going straight towards goal. Plays on now, goes long. Kick wasn't good. And he has missed that by a long way, Benny Melville. And East Geelong now to 1-2. They lead by that one minor score. North Geelong 1-1. 18 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre. first quarter scoreboard.
Smithy, do they do enough of the footy when they get it east? I just don't think they are.
Not at the moment, Grub. Definitely not. That was gettable, that one.
Yeah, I just don't reckon they do enough when they get the footy in hand.
So George has the ball from fullback now. It's a piercing kick, and the mark was dropped on that occasion. It should have been taken by Bowles. Now an opportunity for East Geelong. They got to take this one. Ball inside forward 50. Tackle laid on that occasion by Hoff. What's the umpire going to say? Say no prior opportunity. I think that opportunity before by Mulville, Grub, he kicked in the direction of his teammate, but he kicked too far.
It was like a half-half, wasn't it?
So ball back in now. Ezard in the ruck for the time being inside forward 50. O'Brien coming through. He couldn't quite cover the ball. Contested football now. The umpire's going to blow his whistle again, and we'll have another stoppage.
But even coming off the back line and through the middle, not just in the forward line, they're just not clearing it properly.
So backwards tap on that occasion by Ezard, trying to get the ball, and then it should have been a free kick for the tackle after he got rid of it. Umpire says play on now. An opportunity it was from Seros. Couldn't quite get the ball out. We'll have another stoppage. 45 metres out from the East Geelong goal now. We've locked it in. If you lock it in long enough, you're going to have an opportunity. Luke Swenison coming through and then handballs to Thomas Swenison. He gets the ball over the top. East Geelong set up the wall well, though. Now they're going to look for an option inside the forward 50. They're going to go in the path, or coming across was Jasper George. He didn't make contact, but he made sure the ball got out of bounds. So another stoppage 30 metres out from the East Geelong goal.
So they got that right, Easted. When the ball went down for a ball up in the forward line, Ezard took the ruck. Not Benny Mulville. He's the bloke that's got to take the ruck down there with that extra bit of size.
So Ben Mulville is in the ruck now.
Well, that doesn't matter because Pask's in it for North. It's only when Davis is in there, mate.
So Mulville in the ruck gets the ball down. Opportunity came out to Doyle. There's been a whistle blown. It's going to go the way of East Geelong. So not too short the free kick. I don't know if you saw it, Grub.
No, I didn't.
It's going to Minari, who kicked the
first. I see it. I see it. It's the same as the last one. The umpire's Pete Minari, I think. No, I didn't see it.
Have a look if I can see here. Yeah, he's paid in the back.
Okay.
So now Callum Minari is going to have an opportunity to kick his second goal on East Geelong. Second goal he has missed by a long way as it's scraped in or behind. It hasn't. It's out of bounds on the full. So not making the most of their opportunities in this quarter, East Geelong. They've been pretty even, if not in front around the ground with North Geelong. So ball's going to end up with Jasper George. Usually uses the ball pretty well, and he hasn't on that occasion. McIntyre went through his hands and then came through, and there's going to be a high tackle. So it's going to go the way of Benny Crombie. No, I think that might be Purdy. Purdy with the glove. Right. Yep. So Purdy now from 55 metres goes long. Needs someone to fly. Ezard's down there. Has he taken the mark? The umpire says
it's a push the other way.
Blown his whistle, but he's given it to Jack Cambridge. So it is going to go the way of North Geelong. Playing a bit of kick to kick here at the moment, North and East. They're going to go back down that line. Can Kasparian jump over the top? He can't quite. Nearly an opportunity for Seros. Got it out of his hands, though, and it's going to go back to Purdy, it looks like. No, he's going to give the ball to the umpire. So we'll have a stoppage in between half forward and centre wing for East Geelong. They're just locking that ball in their half at the moment. Ball back in now. Kasparian vs Pask. Or was it shallow throw in? So Pask couldn't quite win it out. Now the ball ends up. It was good hands coming through from Doyle. They're going to go inside forward 50 here. Looking for Ezard. Can he take the mark? He might have been held. Ended up over the back with Purdy. Now the ball bubbling, and no, we're going to have another stoppage inside the forward 50. So 1-2-8 East Geelong. They are leading North Geelong 1-1-7. We've gone 22 minutes in the first quarter. Bucks Entertainment.
This time the ball from Mulville taps down.
Free kick
being given. Again, I didn't see that.
Well, I think it was in the ruck.
Indicating a push, I think. So,
but just add on to what I said before. When a bloke comes through the middle like that, they all stand there and say, right, there's about 4 one-on-ones. Surely some bloke leads. No matter where he leads, if he leads well enough, he'll get it.
This time, Benny Melville's got his right kicking boots on. He has put that straight through the middle, and East Geelong now have their second. They move to 2-2, leading North Geelong 1-1. 22 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard.
I just reckon, the reason I'm bringing it up, I reckon they have to do this sort of thing to win. And they have to win. So rather than 4 blokes stand there on their own man, waiting for the ball to come in, let's see if I can outmark him, one of them's got to move. One of them's got to come out here. One of them's got to come in short and just give the player with the ball running through the middle the option. All right, he doesn't have to take that option, but at least it's there. At this point, they just kick it in the air and hope that you can outmark. And these days, the way, especially the North Geelong defence, if you kick it straight up in the air, the North Geelong defence are going to punch it away from you, aren't they?
Yep, they will. They read the ball pretty nicely through the air. So going back in the middle we go. This time Davis uncontested in the middle of the ground. Ball comes out, ends up in the hands of McIntyre. Now on the left boot, goes into their half forward
Well,
line.
that's in the back.
Well, that was another push in the back. Actually, a trailing umpire saw that. It was only minor, but it was there. Ball quickly goes forward. And now Ezard has taken the mark. And he is about 30 metres from goal. And he's got a bit of an angle to work with, but similar position to where Benny Mel will kick to last.
Well, he's kicked a fair few goals this year, Ezard.
He's had a pretty good season.
But even though it's only the first quarter of the second last game of the year, this one's as important as any of them he's kicked, I reckon.
Just to establish that little bit of a break.
Yeah.
So he's got the options. He's just starting his approach now. And this is pretty important, as Grubb said, to get this one through the middle. Give East that little buffer. Steps in, kicks the goal. He's gone across the face, and he maybe only just snuck it in, I think, for a minor score. So 2-3 now to East Geelong, 1-1 North Geelong. 24 minutes gone, first quarter. This time Jasper George is going to do the kicking and duties from that fullback position. It looks like he's going to go club room side of the ground. He goes out wide towards the box. The mark over the top. Mark has been taken out there by Flintoff. He plays on quickly, goes back inside. Steele had his hands up. Umpire said
he's made a chop in the arms.
Yep. And Andrew Steele now has an opportunity to go back to edge that scoreboard.
Well, I'm a fair way away from that, but I don't think he could have done anything else to stop Steele from taking the mark. So I'm going to go with that. I've got no problems with that.
The only difference here from Steele is he's just a 10 or so metres closer to goal. And he's got the opportunity to kick his first of the afternoon. Comes in, kicks that goal.
Look at that.
And that is pretty nice. Straight off the boot. Umpire does not move. East Geelong now have their third. They are 3-3. They lead North Geelong on 1-1. 25 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard.
And I'm going back to that, Smitty. What are they? 3-3. Now, they could have easily been 5-1. They've held the ascendancy, I believe, in the field. Right, around the ground, they've been the better side this quarter. And all of a sudden, they look up at the scoreboard and they're 11 points up. When they know they should be probably 3.5 goals up, 3 goals up, if they kick straight. So, and it drains you. So when you get these opportunities, did you see Steele kick that? He just went bang. He didn't muck around with it. He went bang. And that's what they've got to do.
So back in the middle now, Experian contest for this one. They're going to win another clearance. And then it was McIntyre. And then the ball came all the way back to Mulville. And then there's going to be a free kick. They're going to take advantage. Opportunity for Purdy. Slipped over, though.
Bring it
the
back.
First time. Now Jasper George, he couldn't pick up the ball. They're under pressure now. The North Geelong defence coming through might be Payne. They have a shot. It's coming back. It's gone the other way. He sold the candy. It would have been a great goal if he kicked it, and it just tailed the wrong way. So 3-4, 22 to 117. East Geelong leading 26.5 minutes gone in this first quarter. Brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment. And I tell you what, Grub, good kickings, good football. Werribee Central to kick 5 straight to 2-1 so far against Bellpost Hill as well.
Well, I
they're
think
taking their opportunities.
Well, I think East Geelong, had they have done the same, would be quite. There's another gettable goal. And it wasn't a sitter, but it was a gettable goal. And if you're going to play finals, they're the ones you've got to get.
Be careful here now, North Geelong. Don't give up another goal. I'm going to go down the line. I was going to sell himself in a little bit of trouble, Riccardi, but get out of it. And then Mulville should have taken the mark in the end, but they're going to come through some quick handballs. This is flashy stuff from East Geelong at the moment. Kasparian inside the forward 50.
Good mark.
Well done on that occasion. They're going to go back. Boston Riccardi wanted the ball back. He didn't. Now Kasparian goes the big fist. Opportunity for North Geelong. Kenner ends up with it. He was too slow, though. Ball over the top. It was well gathered by Flintoff. And they're going to go inside the forward 50 through McIntyre. Going back with a flight and taking a good mark for North Geelong.
Slamming Sammy.
Sammy Reynolds.
Tell you what, it was a great mark because if he didn't take it, Steele was gonna.
So he's going to go back down the line. They're playing majority of the game on that side of the ground. So that would suggest the wind is tailing to that side. And the ball was kicked out of bounds on the full. So it's going to end up with Crombie. Benny Crombie going to go deep, looking for Rezard and taking the mark. He just got a metre on Sammy Reynolds, and the kick, it fell a bit shorter than Sam Reynolds thought it would. That's why you're playing front.
Not only did he play in front, but he actually held Sammy Reynolds out with his bum or his body and then moved towards it. And all of a sudden, Sam Reynolds was right on him. Just that body work gave him a metre and took an uncontested mark. But now he's got to convert, the big fella.
They deserve.
You've got to convert, son.
Deserves this buffer. If he kicks it, it'll be a 21-point margin. Caleb Ezard now from 35 metres.
That's better.
It doesn't look great off the boot, but it's got there. And he loves it as well. East Geelong 4-4-28 to North. They are leading North Geelong 1-1-7. We've gone 28.5 minutes in this first quarter. Brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment Centre.
Well, I'll tell you what, wind or no wind, you know North Geelong are going to come out and play. How many we gone?
28.5.
So we're very, very close. And you know that East Geelong and North are going to come out and play a lot better in the second quarter. So these goals are so important. And what are they in front? 21 points.
Yeah.
And should have been 30, 32 points. So, you know, they've had a great quarter, East, but they know it. North are going to come out and give them everything in the next quarter, and they've got to be ready for it.
So back in the middle we go once again. Ruckman go at it this time. Ball comes out, and it's going to be Davis on hands and knees. They're actually going to win possession.
Please don't play a free kick against the poor bugger there.
He didn't jump on it, did he? It fell on his lap.
It fell on his lap.
So the umpires asked for it back, and another ball up to take place in the middle of the ground once again. Again comes down towards Crombie. Had it, lost it. Now tackled again. And umpire again correctly there.
Well, an experienced umpire, like in positions like that, is not going to get it wrong. Dave Chatson's not going to get any of them wrong.
So Ruckman again, both Ruckman at it this time. Ball comes out as the siren has sounded, and at quarter time it will be East Geelong going in at 4-4, leading North Geelong 1-1. Goal kickers, all individuals for the day. Benny Mulville with one, Ezard, Minari, and Steele. And the goal kicker for North Geelong is Jordan Bertucci. Going to take a short break, come back, and hopefully we'll chase down some scores from around the ground. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Local sporting clubs are at the heart of communities like ours here in Geelong. That's why I love what Geelong Cats official asset finance partner Morris is doing with the Morris Community Cashback Program. When you settle a loan with Morris and nominate a local sporting club, Morris gives $500 directly back to that club. That funding can help local clubs invest in equipment, facility upgrades, club improvements and junior development programs that benefit the entire community. So if you're thinking about financing your next car, truck, trailer, or even a boat or caravan, you'll be supporting your local sporting club at the same time. Because when local businesses support local communities, everybody wins. So this week, let's back the Cats and back our community with Morris Community Cashback.
Let's welcome back into quarter time here this afternoon. 4-4 East Geelong, and it is North Geelong on 1-1. And just looking at some scores from around the ground. Bannockburn 4-5-29, lead Inverleigh 2-3-15. Haven't got a score from Western Anarchy, but I think Tyler had it there, but I just couldn't grab it.
Anarchy 31, West about 7.
Right. Thompson 4-1-25, lead Belmont Lions 3-4-22. Corio not scored at this stage. Winchelsea 3-6. Bellpost Hill 2-1-13. Werribee Essentials 5 straight goal 30. And I just saw Oscar Riccardi walking the boundary line. And I don't know whether he's re-injured his foot, but the way that he walked around and the people that met him along the boundary line, I reckon he's done for the day, maybe for the year.
Jeez.
No, it's a big story.
Let's just hope that you're true to form and you're wrong. Let's just hope he stubbed his toe and he'll be back next
quarter.
Yeah,
his toenail.
Yeah, you don't want to see a good kid like that go out the game. But I tell you what, that was a ripping quarter from East Geelong, especially when I just went out there. I just reckon the breeze was blowing in my face when I was looking to. I think North might have had the advantage of a tiny breeze, which may not mean anything because the way they attacked the footy, I thought they were magnificent at centre bounces. They probably could have gone into the forward line a little bit better, and they probably could have converted a little better. But the ball didn't go up the North Geelong forward line very often, and when it did, folks like Macrome, Byzantine, they just come running out and deliver the ball out like they're fair income, and I thought that was a great quarter. And had they have kicked a little straighter, would have been a little bit further in front. But as you said, Riccardi, well, let's see if he comes back on the ground. And North will give them a hard time in their second quarter, but you just got to wonder whether North are on their game at the moment because East Geelong come out like they needed to win, which they did. And I think you'll find they'll keep going like that. And now North have got to find something. We've seen North get beaten in quarters during the year, but not in over 4 quarters. So that's always a worry. But all East have got to worry about doing now is doing exactly what they were doing, flat out at the ball. And if they continue to do that, they'll be the side that we thought they were going to be at the start of the year.
Yep, they've, as I said, Grub, the extra couple of goals would have been very, very handy at this stage, but we'll see what that wind's doing in a very short period of time.
Just echoing what you said there, Grub. I'm sure Peter Riccardi would say the last 2 games we've had one bad quarter in both games. So that was our bad quarter, and now we're going to have 3 good ones.
Well, that's fine and dandy, but sometimes you've got to let the other side's got to let you do it. And I reckon the attitude at the moment of East Geelong is they're not going to let them do it. They're going to get the ball out of the centre and they're going to get it into their forward line and they're not going to let it into North Geelong's forward line as much as North would like. And that's obviously what they're basing their game plan on, and it's working till quarter time anyway.
So umpires with ball in hand in the middle of the ground again, just waiting for 2 or 3 spectators to leave the area, and the game will be underway. Both ruckmen.
See Lukey Parker running up and down the ground doing warm-ups as well.
Yep. Didn't see what happened to him, and I didn't actually see what happened to Oscar Riccardi, but he didn't look too good when he was walking across the boundary.
Is he over there?
There's only 2
on. No, he was heading towards the rooms.
How many's on the bench?
2 on the bench, 3.
Well, Parker's running around the boundary line, wasn't he?
Yep. So the ball now from that ruck contest comes out, goes towards Swenson, but not picked up again. East Geelong with some numbers around the contest now, umpiring quickly. And I'm not too sure what the umpire was doing there, but he's just the ball up. Davis takes the ball out of the ruck contest, gets it outside now, picked up McIntyre on the left boot, goes quickly into their half forward line. Ezard 2-on-1, ball gets out the back, picked up out there. Oh, I thought it was picked up out there. Purdy who had it. He was tackled, brought to ground. Umpire said there's a push, and it will go to East.
For Caleb Ezard.
Caleb Ezard will be the recipient of the free kick.
Grubby's got the binoculars out. There's 2 on the bench, and then Parker's running around the outside. Is that right?
So where's Riccardi? On the ground.
Riccardi's in the club rooms.
There's 3 off the ground.
They had 4 on the bench.
4 on the bench.
Was it?
Yeah, 22.
3 on the bench.
No, 4.
Oh, that's rubbish.
Modern football, Grub. So Izzard now with an opportunity, comes in towards goal. He's going to be 40 metres out, almost directly in front. An opportunity to start the second quarter well for East Geelong. Loads up, goes long, coming back with a breeze, and he has kicked very nicely. Caleb Izzard has his second of the afternoon. And East Geelong skip away now to 5-4. They lead North Geelong on 1-1. And we have gone only 1 minute in the Elders Insurance second quarter.
Wow, how good's that? I don't know if you could script it. You couldn't put a better script on it, could you? That's exactly the start they wanted. That's the perfect start. It gets them not only another goal ahead of them to get that goal and look up at the scoreboard and see another goal in front. It's just, I don't know. I reckon the players draw confidence from that, and they just look like they're drawing confidence. They look like they're going to be hard to stop from here, East.
So back in the middle now. Neither ruckman won the ball out. Kasparian tried to kick the ball, but it missed his foot. Now jumping on top of the pack is Galen Minari. We'll have a stoppage in the middle of the ground. Just on that last play as well, Caleb Izzard even the contest when it came in before he won the free kick with Jasper George. So he has to keep doing it. As the ball comes back now, Kasparian wins the second tap, ends up with Desnoy. He tried to spin away from Minari and then got the ball out to Thomas Swenison. He kicks an up and under ball. Here comes Cooper Vaughan. Good fist from behind from Monahan now. Ball ends up in... Oh, it's going to go in the path of Boston Riccardi if the ball bounces for him. He just couldn't. Now it does. He's going to spin his man inside out, then kick inside the forward 50, looking for Kenner. It bounces in front of him. Now they've got to defend gallantly is East Geelong, and they do. They charge it out of defence. Down the line, it was a big one-on-one between Minari and Jasper George. Now the kick, ball over the top. Purdy, is he gone? Umpire says no prior opportunity.
Gee, I thought there might have been a step there. I think he might have been lucky. Who's winning the Anarchy Belmont game?
Anarchy.
Sorry. Who was Thompson playing?
Belmont.
Who's winning that?
Belmont Thompson, yeah.
Belmont kicked with the wind in the first quarter. There you go.
See, so ball comes out. He couldn't get it. Was Desnoy, and then over. It was Charlie Farrell. The umpire has picked out a free kick. It might come back to Desnoy.
Now he's put his arm out the right way. Even Dave's doing it.
He is coming back to Desnoy. So true centre wing, far side of the ground. They might go for their switch. And I tell you what, Grub, talking about East Geelong's pace, they've shown some pace coming out of defensive 50 early in this one. So ball down the line. A great mark taken by Cooper Vaughan. He's going to handball. Opportunity for Farrell from 50. He sized up whether to go. He goes to Fazio. The ball bounces for him. Fazio hugged up in the pocket. Snapped back. Cooper Pask couldn't quite take the mark. He should have. Now an opportunity. It might have been McIntyre. It is. He's going to handball back. They're going to go a long kick down the line through McLean. They've got numbers on this outer side. The mark is taken. It's not. Might be Farrow on the far side. It is. And then the umpire is going to blow his whistle because the ball has gone out of bounds. We'll have a stoppage in between half-back and centre wing for East Geelong. So, ball back in now. The shallow throw in. Dave has read it well. And then kicks it inside the forward 50. Here comes Cooper Pask. Got an unkind bounce there. Then taps the ball forward. It was well done from Monahan. Gets it through. They're going to go through the middle again here. Ends up with Mulville, the Austin variety. Now this man's got all kinds of space. He gets closed down quickly. Drew Payne has the ball now. He's going to chip back inside. Just the required 15 to Austin Mulville. He's going to look at his options further afield. He might have to go down the line in the path of steal. He's going to go shorter, try and find Farrow. He's had a pretty good start to this game. He's going to go back to Payne. Payne with an up and under kick. Jasper George is waiting under it. And he can't afford to do that. Now Jasper George is going to wheel and go out the far side of the ground. Here's Boston Riccardi. He's got to step up while his brother is out for the day, we think. So he's going to go short. His teammate O'Brien. O'Brien's going to go wider now. And they're going to just work the ball around. Tommy Davis is going to end up with the ball. And then a short grubber of a kick, just the required 15. In front of us in the broadcast position, Rory Desnoy has the ball. True centre wing. Looks at his options further afield. He has Cooper Pask. He's going to go in that direction. There was a push, so Cooper Pask is going to win the ball. Has to come back to him. They need Cooper Vaughan on the end of this kick. That's the problem. Now he's got Jasper George in the middle of the ground. He also got Bertucci. He's going to handball it to Desnoy. Now Kenner's got to fly over the top here. Here comes Kenner. Run under the ball. They're going to defend well here, East Geelong, although it ends up out of their hands. Is that a high contact free kick? The umpire says no. So I have a stoppage 20 metres out from the North Geelong goal. 5:34 114 to 117. We've gone 5 minutes in the second quarter, brought to Elders.
Ball will be thrown up top of the nearly at the top of the goal square here. North Geelong attacking in. Ball thrown up again. Casparian gets the ball down. McIntyre outside. Nice, clever work there. Mulville gets steps out of trouble. Kicks long, goes outside. But again, Charlie Farrell stands under it, takes the mark. He's going to send it straight back. Desnoy in a little bit of space by himself, but he's hasn't seen him, so he transfers play across the ground now into the hands of Reynolds. Reynolds got Cambridge further afield. He goes there now. He's got Orr on the boundary line.
Not much after that.
That's where he goes to. Orr takes the mark. Will it be just inside the field of play? Yes, it is. So now Orr's got another one over the top. Desnoy has the mark. So he's now got responsibility of finding someone inside forward 50. Just going to load up and go that little bit longer now. So big mark required down there. I'm not going to go with Kenner because he couldn't get off the ground. Ball ends up in the hands there of Kasparian. Kenner working hard now at ground level. Picked up. Goes outside. Pask on the right boot. Can't bring it back anywhere near like he wanted to. And ball has gone over the boundary line out in the full. Free kick East Geelong.
Geez, they run the ball very well and chip the ball around well north until that last kick. And then again was another, hope in hell mark in the goal square, which didn't happen.
So now the ball's going to be brought back in. McLean looks like he's doing that long run and kick. Goes outside 50 again. Pass sits under the ball. Getting hand on ball as Ezard into the hands of Swenderson. Over the top goes to Pass. Back quick hands. Outside of Desnoy. Tries to break away from the contest. Kicks towards goal. Swinging too much through minor score. 1-2 now to North Geelong. 4-5 to East Geelong. And 7 minutes gone. Elders Insurance second quarter.
Well, they're playing better footy, North, but now they've got the same problem as East. They've got to score goals instead of points.
Luke Parker still on the bench. Doesn't look like he's too interested in coming back on at the moment, Rob, either.
No. Gee, I hope they're not 2 rotations now.
Could have a big impact this early in the contest. So it's going to be a short kick from McLean. He's going to find his teammate out wide. They're appealing for stand rule, and they've got it. So
you know what happened? He was waiting for the bloke to run past him. When he did run past him, the man on the mark moved towards the bloke running past him, which means he didn't stand.
So it's Jack
Dixon.
That's
a crap rule, but that's the rule, and the umpire's got it right.
Jack Dixon in the centre of the ground now. He's going to go long down the line, looking for Ezard. Caleb Ezard. Can he take the mark?
Great mark.
Used his body against Sammy Reynolds. Waited for the right time. Pushed away. Took it at the highest point. It was a good kick as well from Dixon. The advantage of his big forward who's got 2 goals. He's going to be lining up from his third. From 50 metres out. Slight angle about it, but shouldn't be any trouble against what we think is the breeze. Or kicking with the breeze, I should say.
He's not confident.
So he's not. He's just going to go up and under the top of the square. It's a pretty good kick. And Steele fly going back. Oh, no. Cambridge and George, they spoiled each other. Now throwing back. It should be a free kick. It was one before it. So it's going to go the way of Beecroft for North Geelong.
And Big Ezard a contender for the Routleys mark of the day.
So now O'Brien has the ball. Hung up in the pocket. He's going to go short to Cambridge. They're under pressure here, the North Geelong defence. Up and under kick. It does not favour Cooper Vaughan. He's got to gather the ball and try and turn his man inside out. He does the one-handed pickup. Now kicks. It's not his best. Playing in front. Tackling instead of getting taken by Kenner, and then a good fly from Mulville. They're playing well here. Ends up with Farrow. Farrow short kick and coming back. Jasper George. Come with the man. Come with the moment. He's going to go down the line. And finds Bertucci. Bertucci now. The quick play for North Geelong is going to work out. It's a good kick because it's out in front of this player. If he can gather the ball, he's going to handball. Opportunity now for North Geelong. Almar, he's caught. Yes, he's gone. The defence once again stands up for East Geelong. They're going to go quickly. It was Jeremy Ollis who won the ball. He's going to go to Crombie.
He's still down, Corey Alma.
BP's all right, so he gives the handball now. The overlap run. They're running all over the top of them at the moment. East Geelong in front. Ezard again. Now Ezard is going to go quickly this time. Short chip kick. Steele was in push. The umpire's kept his whistle in his pocket. He's got him.
Paid it.
The non-officiating umpire picked it out. So it's going to be, ball is going to end up with Andrew Steele. And Andrew Steele and Caleb Ezard are a handful for North Geelong and Peter Riccardi at the moment.
I've got no problems with that. I called a push early. I thought he pushed him, and it actually it made him not get to the ball. Actually, it really got in his way. So some of those pushes you don't care, but I think it affected the contest, and I think it's a good free kick.
It was a good kick from Caleb Ezard. Low. It's when those kicks have to be low and piercing. He's been told to move it on now. Andrew Steele charges in, kicks. It looks like it might hold the line. No, it's just missed for a minor score. It's a big miss in the context of this match. 5-5, 35. East Geelong leading. North Geelong 1-2-8. We've gone 11 minutes in this second quarter. Brought to you by Elders Insurance.
Corey Elmer looks okay. Jai Kennett, to me, looks like he's struggling a bit in that last chase. I don't think he's 100% either.
So ball now from Jasper George, going to be playing on now from the fullback position, is going to come to where the broadcast side of the box is and goes towards centre wing. Long kick outside. Mark not taken out there. Picked up by Vaughan at ground level. Got the handball out the back. Goes back to Cambridge on the right boot. Needs to deliver the ball further down the field. Kenner's going to be the target once again. Ball gets out the back. McLean cleans up. Goes inside. Teammate put on a bit of pressure. Bertucci come through. Got the handball away. Desnoy over the top. Has Fazio. Oh, dropped the mark at the top of the goal square. So McComb picks up for East Geelong. Brings the ball back outside. Crombie couldn't take it cleanly. Passed. Had it. Lost it. Ball underneath him. Umpires let play go on. And now he will come in. A ball up to take place.
What a wasted opportunity that was. That should have been a mark goal back in the game. That should have. Gee.
What did Steve Waugh say?
You're just thrown away the World Cup, though.
The ball game with the umpire thrown up this time. Davis by himself. Ball out of that contest is going to be picked up. East Geelong try to get the ball out the back. Have some numbers, but now it's going to be Elmer that kicks the ball. Kicks some other good hard work out there. That was Martin coming across there. And ball has gone over the boundary line. So there is a fair bit of urgency from the East Geelong side this afternoon.
It looks like a big bunch of blokes in suits up there enjoying it too. I wonder where they come from.
Finished their college football, what looks of them.
I know, they seem to be enjoying themselves in here.
So ball will be thrown in between centre wing and half forward, just probably in half forward actually. Now ball thrown in by the umpire. Kasperi front position, brings the ball down to the front, picked up out there. East Geelong trying to get rid of the ball, but it's gone back towards the North Geelong goal. Good quick hands. Desnoy off a step.
They're going to pay advantage.
And it has no. It's going to come back.
Well, then it's going the way of East Geelong.
It could be 50 then.
Free kick to East Geelong, and Benny Crombie will be the recipient. Goes to the goal square. Has a teammate there. Ball plays on now. Handball goes over the top from the back pocket, far side of the ground. Now they kick straight up the ground. That's a great kick. Mark taken out there by Payne. So Payne just defensive side of his centre wing, goes back towards the true centre wing. Kick didn't have the carry on it. Riccardi got his hands on the ball. Payne picks the ball up. He's tackled, brought to ground. Now he released it. Out the back goes towards Farrell. Didn't take clean possession of it, so the pressure was there. Umpire.
High on Charlie Farrell.
Well, there. I didn't see that either.
I saw it, yeah.
So Charlie Farrell now, free kick. His short kick goes towards Desnoy. Reached up, great, took the mark. He's got no movement further afield. He's looking for someone to move, and that's the direction he goes to centre forward. Past the target, over the top of Vaughan. Out the back is Ollis. In some space by himself now. Wants to use the left foot. Got the handball away. Comes back inside. Ollis got the 1-2. Got runners down the ground. Mulville. This is Ben. He looks towards the half-forward line this time. Cambridge steps in front of his teammate.
You can't put it out there for the big fella.
Ball gets over the top, goes rounding along the boundary line. It's been kept in the field of play. Handball goes back inside. Kasperi set a bit of a task there. Over the top, Orr does nicely. Now he's trapped it. Umpire said, let's have it back. And a ball up will take place.
If you're going to kick it to the big fella, Rezard, you've got to kick it higher and longer.
Ruckman at it again. Desnoy around the contest. Can't pick the ball up. Goes through the contest. Ollis did pick the ball up. Got the handball out the back. I reckon a Monaro that took it. Tackled very quickly. And it actually wasn't. It was Doyle. He's going to hand the ball back to the umpire. Ball up quickly this time. Davis is the only one that jumped at it. Comes out. Picked up by McLean. Able to get boot to ball. Drives it back towards centre half forward. Farrell leads in the race for the ball. Oh, that was a high tackle. And I
don't know how else he could have tackled it.
Ball now goes wide. Mark taken outside. So they want to try and keep possession of it now. Bowles, Riccardi goes long down the wing.
Gee, it's a bad kick.
It wasn't directed towards Kenner. And opposition steps in, takes the mark. So East Geelong now control the ball. They chip the ball around a little bit. Comes back inside. Viscerdon ends up with it. He's going to go back further now. Back towards true centre half back position. McComb has it and brings the ball broadcast side of the box. It's going to be picked up. Martin has a little time and space and picks out his target nice further down the field. Handball goes back inside now. Dixon on the run, gets around one. Too easy around the second one.
Easy.
Goes long into their forward line. Mark, it's going to land in space. O'Brien leads in the race of the ball. Taps it and sees the ball over the boundary line safely. And a ball in will take place.
There's not enough oomph in their tackling. He just did that so easy. Yep. And I know. I just think they're off a little bit, North.
So ball with the boundary umpire now and thrown back in. Shallow throw in there, but it's picked up there by Jasper George. He's going to deliver the ball back towards the half-back line.
Good, Mark.
Vaughan just kept his eye on the ball. Mark has been taken. So Vaughan now goes towards Fazio. Set him a bit of a task. Dixon in front, just happy enough to see the ball over the boundary line. And they'll be able to get some numbers back behind the ball. So we tick over the 16-minute mark of the second quarter. It is 5-5 East Geelong, North Geelong, 1 goal, 2.
Well, everyone was pretty happy with that, but I'd have liked to have seen him mark it myself.
Okay, ball is back in now. A bit of a shallow throwing. Casparian got to the front. They've got the sweeper behind the ball, though. Opportunity it was Mobile and then got inside to McIntyre. Handball back now. Now they're going to go through the centre of the ground here. Was it not a bad kick from McLean inside the forward 50? Still ends up with it. He can straighten. He can kick the goal. A beautiful smother coming across from Cambridge. Now still in there, forward 50, although Boston Ricciardi did really well there. He takes one bounce. He might take another. Kicks it long down the wing. Kenner's got to fly here. He does. Even numbers on this side of the ground. It might end up. Ricciardi kept running. He couldn't get up with the ball again. He does. Boston Ricciardi kicks inside the forward 50. One-on-one Fazio in best position. Fazio just bounces away from him now. They've got the numbers here. Bertucci ends up the ball, then gets it to Fazio. Now kicks forward. The umpire's going to bring it back.
Sling.
So it might be Bertucci who ends up with it. He's got Parker and Pask down the line if he wants them. Ricciardi, that was an exciting dash down the wing. He's going to kick a piercing ball to Cooper Pask, and he takes the mark. You can see where the ball was going. They had their zone set up, East Geelong, and he did well to lead into the space and take the mark. So Cooper Pask now 25 metres out. He's going to have an opportunity. Hugged up right against the boundary.
Geelong West 3-5-23, Anarchy 4-8-32. Ball hasn't gone into Anarchy's 50 this quarter. West can't convert. 1 goal, 3 and 2 out in the full. Alex Tagani, thank you.
Cooper Pask. Massive goal in the context of this match from the pocket. I think he's got it.
He's got it all right.
He has. Well, the umpires are going to convert. Yes, all clear. They kicked their first in the second quarter. 5-5-35 East Geelong. They lead North Geelong 1-2-8. We have gone 2-2-8, sorry. 2-2-14. We have gone 19 minutes in the second quarter, brought to you by Elders Insurance.
2-2-8. I better go and find that abacus or calculator again for you, Arch. I tell you what, that's about the most important goal they've kicked for a long time, North, because they are in a bit of trouble. I just don't think they're on their game, but that was pretty good play. They needed a goal to get themselves back into the game. And I just think they need a couple more as well, because East Geelong are playing pretty good football.
Yep, they are. They've controlled it for most of the time. Opportunity with the ball now. Goal on the board. Can they reignite themselves and pick up another? Davis in the ruck. Kasparian also in there. Both ruckman hands on it. Kasparian the second one. Taps it forward. Desnoy, he now cleans up that bit of work. Gets the handball outside. Goes looking for Steros. He tried to pick the ball up on hands and knees. He's working pretty hard. He's over the top, pulled off it. Umpire's allowed play to go. Swennerson picks the ball up outside to Farrell. Farrell goes to Bowles. Bowles left the ball behind. Farrell went back after it, picked up by Payne. He's tackled, brought to ground. And the umpire will ask for it back now on centre wing. It's a better place to call the game from, right here in front of us. Kasparian gets the ruck ball down, goes outside. McIntyre missed his target in Payne, gets the handball back, wants to go on the right boot now and does so. Kicks round, going back. Swennerson didn't take the mark. That was Luke. Handball goes out the back now to Farrell. Farrell puts the boot to ball, but in the space by himself. Mark will be taken, so East Geelong through the Payne will be able to get the ball going back. McComb on the overlap, gets the handball outside, goes back towards centre wing. Nice looking kick. It's Ollis was able to clean the ball up. Made it a bit hard there for Dixon on the far side. Ball runs back towards the boundary line. Able to get through the contest. Outside to Ollis. Back to Mulville this time. Austin And on the left boot, looks to drive the ball to their half-forward line. Bit of push and shove out there. Ball gets out the back. Ben Melville handballs over the top. Goes towards his teammate in Purdy. Purdy time to steady. Look at goal.
Missed it.
I
needed that too.
And through for a minor score. 5-6 now, East Geelong. 2-2 North Geelong. And just on 21 minutes, Elders Insurance second quarter.
It's one of the worst things, I reckon, watching footy, to watch magnificent football end up in a bloody point. That would have been the Kempy Engineering route to play player of the day, but you got to kick the goal.
Got to take their opportunities here, don't they, Grub?
Yeah.
Charlie Farrell now. It's been in some good form recently for North Geelong. He's had to step up with some troops off the park. He's going to kick. It's not his best. Purdy nearly cut it off now. Jasper George has got to go back after it. He does. But the ball beats all comers. So he'll have a ball in 35 metres out from the East Geelong goal.
But with Farrell, it's the first year I reckon he's had, which he hasn't been plagued with injuries every second week. And then we've just shown the type of class that this kid's got.
So Davis versus Mulville in the ruck here. Expect Davis to win that, and he does. Now the ball ends up with Davis again. He's going to get it out to Desnoy. Desnoy up and under kick. 1-on-1 between Vaughan and Monaghan. Ball ends up over the top. East Geelong do have the numbers. It's going to be Jake McLean to send the ball back inside forward 50. Can the mark be taken? It was off hands. McIntyre handball over the top. Around 40 metres out now. Around the corner. Farrow bouncing. No, just misses. Got an unkind bounce, another minor score, another missed opportunity. 5-7, 37 now to 2-2, 14. 22 minutes gone in this second quarter, brought to you by Elders. And Jasper George is going to have ball in hand for North Geelong. He's found it hard to get the ball out of defensive 50 today. He's just going to go straight up the guts. He needs Ben O'Ryan to fly. He does. Ball off hands now. East Geelong set up well again. It ended up with McLean. It's going to go forward now, and a good mark going back with a flight. Charlie Bowles.
That's a better than good mark. That's a really, really good mark.
His eyes never left the ball. He's going to go in the path of Luke Parker. Doyle came late, but Parker still took the mark and then gives the handball to Bertucci. Bertucci in the path of Kenner. Kenner's got to take the mark, and he does. So he's taken the mark 45 metres out from the North Geelong goal, and he looks like he might be going back and setting up for a shot. He's going to now. I found out as well from an avid listener, Grub, Hugh Menzies, that those boys there for their Resi's Day, they're dressing up as the 2004 NBA draft.
Right.
Whatever that means. So they come back down and that kicks the ball out on the full. So the ball has ended up out of bounds on the full, and on the last line of defence, it's going to be Harris Monaghan to take the ball for East Geelong.
Wouldn't you love to see Huey Menzies out here? Mm-hmm. You know, you talk about Charlie Farrell's injuries. Poor old Huey Menzies had more injuries than a kid deserves, especially with the class that he's got. It's a pity that we're not watching him play footy, but hopefully we'll see him again next year.
He's also a star cricketer. Bowling 120 kilometres at 15 years of age.
Wow.
The ball down the line now, trying to find a spare, and it does. I don't know if he was the intended target. He's got the ball in the half-back flank for East Geelong, broadcast side of the ground. He looks ahead to Caleb Ezard. He's got two players on him. He's going to go shorter to McIntyre. He's at the quad 15. It is just. So McIntyre and his opposite's going to go. Oh, he misses his kick. You don't say that too often. Boston Ricciardi now might make him pay to Swenison. Now to Luke Parker from 60 metres. Going to chisel the kick to Kenner. Kenner now back to Parker. Parker from 40. Just misses. And Kenner probably should have gone back and taken the shot. 5-7, 37. East Geelong leading North Geelong 2-3, 15. 5 minutes gone.
If Kenner has the shot, he's got no pressure on him. But Luke Parker had blokes tackling him. That was the wrong move, that one. Because he handballed to Luke Parker, who was getting tackled. He was under pressure. Not a good, but that's the way it goes.
Position from the full-back position. He goes to the back pocket. Short kick. Mark taken. So maybe a little bit of possession football now. East Geelong, they go now a bit longer.
And higher.
McLean, that was a bit of height there. George over the top, couldn't take the mark. Ball comes to ground over the boundary line. And we will have a throw-in which will take place. Was it George or was it Cambridge?
Cambridge.
Tell you what, I haven't screamed it out for a while because they're all dropping them. Will someone please get up there and actually hold on to one of those hangers, please? Just for Routley's sake, please.
So the ball thrown back in, and then Ruckman can going to get anywhere near that ball. Umpire asked for it to go back again. I think that was probably a good decision.
Yeah, I think there's been a couple like that, and I'm glad they did that. And I'll tell you another thing. They're throwing them in not that far. The reason East Geelong are getting the foot, they've got blokes in front of it where North haven't.
So Ruckman now, this time in better position. Both of them go at it. The Kasparian takes it back towards the boundary line. Heads back there. We'll go over. And it's off a boot, is it? Or is it just off a hand? Not too sure. Umpire's going to throw it in on by the looks of it. So it must have been a bit of a push or something, was it?
I don't know, but whenever in doubt, throw it in. Don't give either side the advantage if you're not sure. That's what I would be saying.
So ball thrown back in once again. Again, Kasparian front position. Ball goes down, picked up. Not too sure whether that was a handball. Mobile got it over the top. Steele was on the overlap on the run. He's trying to pick the ball up and keep it in play. Can't do so. And indicated the umpire was off the hand.
But they're not going to believe that.
But it was well sold. Umpire said, no worries, we're going to throw it in.
I tell you what, I was hoping he'd pick that up because he was off. He was off and running if he picks that up.
Again, ruck contest. This time Davis front position. Ball comes to the front of the contest. Taken out of there. Ends up with Farrow. Got the handball back inside. Again, they go inside 50. Once again, numbers are back there with North Geelong. Take the mark. Benny O'Brien in space. Not too sure who his teammate was. Ball now kicks short. Swennerson going to go across the ground. Elmer's standing. He's going to be just getting the ball in time. Yes, agree with that.
Yeah, he's
just
marked it, then punched it out.
Yep, ball now moved quickly outside the bowls, and he's going to take the mark centre wing just forward of. Next kick will be the important one. Takes on the player on the mark, runs, carries now, kicks up over the top. Kick was ordinary. Mark not taken out there, so they might get an opportunity. North Geelong, but the ball's been nicely cleaned up out there by Flintoff and plays on and kicks back towards centre wing. Beecroft's in front. Ball gets through the contest. Barrel there to support, and he's the third man in. Clicks short, goes to Elmer. Elmer's now again centre wing position. Wanted to go to Swennerson, but ignored that. Looking for some other options. Then back into the middle of the ground. Farrell's made that space. Handballs over the top. Goes towards Swennerson. Can run. Kick towards goal. Goes long to the pocket. Coming
That's
up.
The kick.
That was a nice kick.
That is the kick.
Yep, into space. And the mark has been taken out there by Cooper Vaughan.
And twice during that passage of play, Charlie Farrell pinpointed the handball, the kick. He was the one that got it down there. But I tell you what, that kick from Swennerson was a little beauty.
Which one was that?
Thomas.
Tom,
or Chook.
Do you take his
But
mum's
not the other one.
opinion, or do you take his? Because he said he doesn't mind it.
Who would you rather fight?
Yeah.
I'd rather fight Tom. So I'm going, Tina's, every day of the week. Don't you worry about that for 1 second.
So important kick here as the siren has sounded at half time. Comes in.
Needs a
kicks
goal.
that
Needs a goal.
Missed
And
is just offline
Oh.
through for a minor score. North Geelong will go in at 2-4. They'll trail East Geelong at 5-7. Goal kickers at this stage of the day, Izzard with 2, 1 each to Mulville. That's Ben, Minari and Steele. And for North Geelong, there too, Pask and Bertucci. Take a short break, come back, get some scores from around the ground. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Local sporting clubs are at the heart of communities like ours here in Geelong. That's why I love what Geelong Cats official asset finance partner Morris is doing with the Morris Community Cashback Program. When you settle a loan with Morris and nominate a local sporting club, Morris gives $500 directly back to that club. That funding can help local clubs invest in equipment, facility upgrades, club improvements and junior development programs that benefit the entire community. So if you're thinking about financing your next car, truck, trailer or even a boat or caravan, you'll be supporting your local sporting club at the same time. Because when local businesses support local communities, everybody wins. So this week, let's back the Cats and back our community with Morris Community Cashback. Local sporting clubs are at the heart of communities like ours here in Geelong. That's why I love what Geelong Cats official asset finance partner Morris is doing with the Morris Community Cashback Program. When you settle a loan with Morris and nominate a local sporting club, Morris gives $500 directly back to that club. That funding can help local clubs invest in equipment, facility upgrades, club improvements and junior development programs that benefit the entire community. So if you're thinking about financing your next car, truck, trailer or even a boat or caravan, you'll be supporting your local sporting club at the same time. Because when local businesses support local communities, everybody wins. So this week, let's back the Cats and back our community with Morris Community Cashback.
Let's welcome back players on the ground just after the halftime break, and it is East Geelong 5-7 leading North Geelong 2 goals 4 around the grounds. Bannockburn 34, Inverleigh 30, Geelong West Giants 29, Anarchy 34, Thompson 26, Belmont Lions 52. I haven't got a progress score from since changing quarter time, but Corio 0-24 to Winchelsea. And up at the hill, Bellpost Hill 26, Trail Werribee on 45.
I think that might be 32 now.
Is it?
Yeah, they kicked the first goal in the third quarter, Bellpost.
So there you go. So we'll try and keep them up to date as we go through. But East Geelong doing what they need to do at this stage, Grub, to get themselves, I think, would be holding that position in the top 5.
Well, I tell you, we said before the game that their form hasn't been great and they're a chance to go out in the finals, and they're playing like that. They're playing like they believe they should be in the finals, and I reckon they're playing a brand of finals football that North Geelong can't quite keep up with at the minute. And don't worry about North Geelong because they've got, I think, Inverleigh next week, so they really need to win too to be safe. I'm not safe in the top 3, though. They're safe in the top 5, but they're not safe in the top 3. So they've got to find something in there. I just wondered, looking at a few of those players, I think Lukey Parker's not moving that well. Jai Kenner's not moving that well. Corey Almer's not 100%, and Oscar Riccardi's already sitting on the bench. So there's a little bit of angst in that in the competition in there. And I just think they've got to really, really pull something out of the bag and play North Geelong footy. I ran into a couple of blokes. One of them said, I don't think I'm watching North Geelong today. Well, they're not watching the North Geelong we know. But they've got a half of football to prove that. And as North Geelong normally do, they'll come out. But I tell you what, I haven't seen East play like this for a long, long, long time. I saw an article during the week. They lost last week. Let's do this one for Scruncher. Well, I tell you what, they're doing it now. They're playing like he'd love them to play now because they've given it everything they got. And even if they go on and don't win this game, East Geelong, you're going to be saying they gave everything they had. Is it going to be good enough? Maybe it is, Smithy. Maybe it is.
If they continue on that vein that they're playing at the moment, Grub, it's a fair chance. As I said, they have been pretty impressive today. Everything North Geelong has thrown at them, they have been able to manage. And
what do you think of the breeze, gentlemen, as well? Do you think there's?
I don't think there's much in it at all, to be quite honest. I really don't. But nice. Yeah, I don't know. I think let's just play football because I don't know whether the wind's going to affect. It hasn't affected it really till now. If East keep playing like they keep playing, no matter which way it's blown.
One man can hold his head high is Rory Desnoy. He's playing a cracker of a game for North Geelong. The ball's back in the middle now. He might have been held. Umpire said play on. Crombie coming through. That was really well done. He was tackled though. And Jasper George is going to win the free. Oh no, it's going to go the other way.
Crombie.
It's going to be high. So Benny Crombie's going to send East Geelong inside the forward 50, looking for Purdy. Takes the mark. Beautiful kick by Ben Crombie now. Purdy's about 50 metres out.
And what did he do? What did he do, Purdy? Did he just stand there beside his opponents like they were doing early?
No.
No. He led to a spot where the bloke could kick it to him, and that's exactly what happened. So even those little things they weren't getting right, they're starting to get right now. And I look at East Geelong, I reckon there's still a couple of players out there that can play a bit better.
So Purdy now for the first goal of the second half to extend their lead. They haven't taken their opportunities the whole of today. It's not a bad kick. It's going to go right to the line. How's the umpire going to see it touched on the line by the ruckman, Tommy Davis? So just a minor score to start proceedings in this second half. 5-8-38 to 2-3-15. Only 40 seconds gone in this third quarter, brought to you by PNR Foods. It's going to be Jasper George to run it out of defence. It's going to go down the line, looking for Boston Riccardi. Might have been held. Umpire said play on. They're set up pretty well. Did anyone touch it? No, it's going to be the lasso. So the ball's going to come back from centre wing.
And you were saying, Smith, it looks like Oscar Riccardi, a bad hamstring.
That's what they said, Grub, walking across through the crowd. I thought it might have been his foot. I hoped it wasn't going to be re-injuring his foot, but it sounds to me a pretty serious hamstring injury.
So Ollis then to Dixon. They're going to go through the middle of the ground. They've transitioned this well. Got to be quick. Oh, no, he's turned it over. Was McComb. It's going to be passed now. Opportunity for North Geelong kicking to Cooper Vaughan. He's about 55, 60 metres out from goal. He's got Fazio and Bertucci. They've got numbers back, East Geelong. Can they find a target? They've got Thomas Swenison, who's going to go back. Doesn't look all that confident.
Yeah, don't worry about looking around, Tommy. Take it on yourself. Put it through the middle, son.
If there's a time for a captain's goal, it's right now. They've only kicked 2 so far today. And the captain stand up and kick the first of the second half. He's going to run an arc and hang it out wide and never gave it a chance in the distance either. It's going to be out of bounds on the full. So East Geelong will kick in from the last line of defence and an opportunity gone begging for North Geelong. So East Geelong with the ball now. They're going to take on that switch they have so often today. Find Johnny McIntyre on the outer side. It's been working for them. Now the ball ends up in the hands of McComb, who turned the ball over the last time. Now handball inside Vincenten, and then back to McComb might have been, and then McIntyre. Can he gather the ball? He can. McIntyre chips forward over the top, couldn't quite, and that's going to be another lasso. So the ball's going to be turned over once again. Bit of kick to start proceedings now. Inside. Kick was low and was well picked up by Luke Parker. So he's at centre wing. So Lukey Parker looks further afield. Kick down the line. Tommy Davis is there, but standing in the hole is McIntyre. McIntyre has the ball on the half-back flank. He's going to chip inside. Dangerous kick.
Careful.
It was called to play on. So now all the pressure's all on Jake McLean. He's going to gather the ball, go short. He does. He finds Jude Payne. Jude Payne short again. Finds Galen Minari. So just work this well, East Geelong. Haven't panicked when they've been under pressure.
15.
It must have, yeah.
Wow.
So down the line now, Jasper George is standing under a good fist from Purdy. Ball comes down now, going to Payne and then forward from Mulville. Kicking in the path of his forward. Did he touch it before the ball went out? No, it's going to be a lasso. So it's going to go back to North Geelong. So 5-8-38 to 2-3-15. We've gone 4 minutes this third quarter, brought to our P&R Foods.
Beecroft not too sure where he wants to go now, but he comes straight back to where it came from. In front, Davis not taking the mark, picked up by Payne. Handball goes outside to Purdy. Purdy quickly on the right boot, back into their forward line. Mark again, not taken. O'Brien has it. Handballs off to George. Jasper George now decides to take him on. One bounce, kicks long, goes outside 50, races on once again. Monaghan leads in the race also there. Oh, actually, it wasn't Monaghan. It's picked up by Vincent, and he kicks the ball back into their half-forward line. Ball, that might have been on the arms. I would have thought so. I saw it, but no one else.
I did.
It's good on your grub. We'll get a job umpire when we finish here. Ball from Crombie now into the forward line. Ezard protected the space well, but coming from behind, picked up by Beecroft. He's taken over the boundary. Throw-in will take place 20 round from goal.
No, wait, no, don't become an umpire. You get galahs like me having a go at you.
Yeah, then you got to run.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
We have a job as well.
No, they're doing a good job, the boys. Don't worry about that. We've had the last 5 or 6 weeks that they've been fantastic.
So ball thrown back in the forward line again. This time, ruck contest. Ball comes out, and it's Charlie Farrell that emerges with it. Goes long by foot out towards centre wing. Again, ball to be one out there. Parker reads it nicely. Wants to go back on his right foot. Actually gave the handball. Player wasn't there anymore. That did give the handball. Ball now goes back towards the boundary line. They've got numbers starting to arrive. A little kick will be working okay. Semi Reynolds taps it further field. Goes to pass. He's taken over the boundary line, and a throw-in will take place.
Everything they do, there's someone right on their hammer. And that's how East have gone today from start to finish.
Pressure was good.
The umpire's blowing his whistle in the middle of the
There's a bit
ground as
dust
well.
up behind play between Tommy Swenderson and maybe Visenton. Not much in it.
So umpires.
I think they're going to pay the free kick. Oh, I don't think they can pay it there.
It's going back.
They've got to pay it forwards where the ball was. But anyway.
McLean now with the ball. He goes long into their forward line again. Ball from the contest. Heads out the back. Picked up Beecroft. Got the handball back inside. Farrell had to give the ball out wide. He's got a teammate out there, and it's going to be Cardi. Took a bounce, left the ball behind. Has to go back and win it again, but Purdy was there. Picked the ball up. Handball comes out from Doyle. Out the back, McLean. Outside again. This time they go further afield. Payne round the boundary line to Minari. Minari on the right boot goes long. Back in towards Ezard. In space. Puts his hands up. Didn't finish the mark. Ball comes to ground. Picked up out there. Elmer tackled, and Melville was just about to emerge with it, but umpire had already called for a ball up.
See, Boston Riccardi there took a bounce after 3 steps. Probably didn't need to.
So ball from that ruck contest. Picked up. Sammy Riddle's got the handball outside. Goes to Melville. Kicks into their forward line. Contest, top of the goal square. Picked up. Steele turns around, and he gets the first of the third quarter. Moves East Geelong to 6 goals, 8, 2-4 North Geelong. And we have gone almost 7 minutes in the P&R Foods third quarter.
I just want to go back to that. I know, remember Craig Bradley at Carlton? He grabbed the footy and bounced it straight away. He used that for balance. That was his thing. But I'm not sure whether that's Boston Riccardi's go. But here, after 3 steps, you don't need that bounce. You can run another 4 metres. The bloke wasn't going to grab him. The bounce didn't come back to him, unfortunately. And that's why the ball went down there. And, of course, Steele finished it off. And this North Geelong side, the way they're playing now, can't win this game. They have to find something and get back to the North Geelong of old. Otherwise, they're going to get beaten and beaten well.
Probably deserved that goal. East Geelong, they've been dominating most of this game. Ball forward. Now the mark is taken by Farrow. He's going to wheel around from 45. Kick to the top of the square. Steals there. Ball ends up over the top. Still an opportunity. Also, there was Hoff. He couldn't quite the ball as the kick is screwed around the corner. It's just going to be a minus score for East Geelong. So 6-9, 45 now. 2-3-15. 7.5 minutes gone.
A few of the players wanted a free kick there, but I just think Steele might have took that little bit of felt something and tried to stage a free kick. The umpires were well aware of it.
He's really stepping up today, Andrew Steele. It must be said. No, Zach Smith's in the team. He has to. So it's kicked out of defence from Farrell. Ends up with Reynolds. Farrell might get it back. He
Oh,
will. It's not a
bad
great
handball.
handball, but
Sammy.
he does really well to get it to Tommy Swennerson. Couldn't quite over the top now. East Geelong working this well. It comes all the way back to Payne. Payne kicks in the path of Ezard. Can he take the mark? One hand, couldn't quite. Now a handball opportunity. Could Doyle kick the goal? No, bouncing. Just another minor score. So another opportunity missed from East Geelong.
We keep it a minute.
6:9:45 to 2:3:15. 8.5 gone in this third quarter. Brought to you by P&R Foods.
Geez, they could have put him away by now.
You don't want to keep North Geelong in this game.
Belpo still back to within the goal.
So Charlie Farrell in the last line of defence. He's going to kick out and find his teammate. He does in Luke Swennerson.
Dropped it.
Oh, he dropped it in the end. So now East Geelong an opportunity to go forward. Usually something happens when McIntyre touches the ball. A big fly from the back. Crush the back. Still an opportunity. Farrow there. The umpire is going to pay a free kick.
I think it was his own teammate that got him, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought Sammy Reynolds got him.
I thought so.
I thought it was a fair jump at the ball.
No, Sammy Reynolds jumped straight into Charlie Farrell.
Oh, that's the
So,
He did.
so Charlie Farrell ends up with the free kick. They're just hanging on here, North Geelong. If he's kick the next one, then watch out. Low piercing kick, miss Kenner. Now they've got to kick a goal here. East Geelong is a great tackle on Ezard. It might have been Jasper George. He jumped and it was too high. So he may have slipped high. He jumped off the ground when he tackled him as well. And there's a player down holding his head. It might be Jai Kenner. He's in the hands of the trainers for the time being as the ball is in the hands of Caleb Ezard.
He's going straight off, actually.
He's kicked 2 today, hasn't he, Smithy?
Yes.
So Caleb Ezard, he's kicked 2. He's going to have an opportunity from 45 metres. A little bit of angle about it. To kick East Geelong's 7th goal. Put the margin out to 35 points. In the third quarter, 10 minutes gone. Ezard. It's the main man since Zach Smith's been out with injury. Goes back. Biggest kick of this game. Kicks from 50. Looks all right off the boot. Has he kicked the goal? He has. East Geelong are running away with this one. They want to play finals. 7-8, 44 to 2-3, 15. We have gone 10 minutes in this third quarter, brought to you by P&R Foods.
Look, I think I've said it before, and I'm not sure whether it helps East Geelong or not. But by crikey, it helps Caleb Ezard because instead of everybody going to Zach Smith every single time they go in, when he's not there, they've got to look for other options. And this big fella, he stood up, Ezard, and how many has he kicked? 3.
3.
So if he can snag 4 or 5 against a class side like North Geelong, he's turned the corner. And it might well be because he's now the number 1 man and he's stepped up. So good on the lad. He's done really well.
Back when we go this time, big tap out there. Ball tapped forward by Davis again. Knows a player wants to really go down and pick the ball up. Now they try to. Ball comes out the back. Crombie got the handball outside to Mulville. Mulville needs to pick it up. He's got time and space now. Was going to go back inside. This goes in the right boot himself. Back towards centre half forward. Back towards Ezard again. Big fella's taking another mark. He's going to slow things down. He reckons he's going to go back and shoot up again.
He reckons he's going to kick this.
He's got a distance in him. We'll soon find out.
It'll take his best, I reckon.
So I'm not too sure that's right, Tyler, but that's what I've got. But anyway. So Caleb Ezard now.
He's back in the centre, nearly.
Just about. He's gone on the...
I think Dennis Lilly.
Lilly run up. Yeah.
Have a big shot, DK.
So he's kicked well. His last 2 shots of goal have been very good. Another one here is what East Geelong require. So he stepped in. He's actually just got momentum up now. He's got close to the man of the mark. Kicks long and...
All that for
close.
that.
Yep, probably a little bit too close to the man of the mark in the end.
How can you run too close to the man in the mark when you give yourself 40 metres to run up? But that was his problem.
Yep.
Then he had to try and lift it.
I've got the score to 7-11 here to 2-4, but I'm not 100% sure now, so we'll soon find out. But a commanding position for East Geelong. As I said, we've ticked over 12.5 minutes, P&R Foods third quarter.
So Jasper George, he's going to try and create something for North Geelong. Player of his calibre could. Doesn't know where to go. You can see him panicking now. He still doesn't know where to go. He's been called a play on. Closing down was Farrow. He just kicks and hopes now under the ball and a big fist coming over the top. For East Geelong was Marley McComb. So the ball was out of bounds, and you can just see North Geelong panicking a bit here, can't you, Rob?
Yeah, a little bit. They're just, I don't know about panic. I think they're just getting a bit frustrated that they can't play the game that they've been playing for the last, 16 weeks, I suppose.
So the ball back in. Davis into a dangerous area in the path of Thomas Swenison. He kicks and hopes. They got to fly for the ball here, standing under it. That was courageous on that occasion from Darcy Martin. And the ball is going to be trapped in the middle of the ground, so they'll have another stoppage. Most courageous things in football, standing under a high ball. Ball comes down now. Thomas Swenison again wins the clearance. He's lifted his game in this quarter. Comes down now. Bertucci gets the ball forward to one-on-one. Parker over the top. It was really well done on that occasion by Bailey Payne. He wins the ball out, playing in front. That was superb by Bailey Payne. Then the ball keeps going forward. They're going to bring it to true centre wing, and the kick is good. Finds Jack Doyle. So just in front of the East Geelong interchange bench. Here's the ball. It's going to be a 50-metre penalty as well.
Oh, someone's run in, have they?
Oh, yeah. I think the player was heading towards the bench. I thought he
went too close.
Doyle's going to be brought to 50 metres out. He's got Steele down there if he wants to use him. Ezard's there as well.
Let's see if they
also,
move.
Purdy is offering a lead. He's going to go into the park for Purdy, and Purdy takes the mark.
How good am I?
You can see it from a mile away, Grub.
Well, they're kicking, as I said earlier, they're kicking, let's just beat the man on. All of a sudden, Purdy's led twice and been in on the chest twice. And that's what's making them a good football team, because they've given them plenty of options.
So Sam Purdy is going to have a shot from no more than 25 metres. Slight angle about it. Got to take their opportunity. Here's Sam Purdy. Comes in now. The conventional drop punt, and it is arrow straight. He kicks the goal. He knows how big that is in the context of this game. 8-11, 59 now. East Geelong leading North Geelong 2-4-16. We've gone 15 minutes in this third quarter. Brought to you by P&R Foods.
Don't know where he's been playing, but when we saw him play, he was playing on ball, cross half back, half forward, and that. Now he's gone forward. The last couple of times I saw him, I thought he struggled a little bit. But boy, he's up and about today. He looks a better player where he is down there at the moment by a long, long way. And that could be another thing when, say, Zach's not playing, and they've had to put him down there to take his spot. Right, he's no Zach Smith, but if he can get 2 or 3 a week, then he's done his job.
That's all he needs to do. You get everyone doing their bit down forward.
Which they are. They all are.
Yep.
Ezard, Steele, they're all doing it.
Pass back in the middle this time now. Kasperi in the height advantage. Ball comes out the top, and they're going to be away again. Minari from the middle of the ground goes forward. And again, that's a nice kick out in front. Purdy's taking the mark. Going to play on now. Look to go long. Thought he might have told a bit of candy there. That kick's not too bad. It's not too bad. Straight through. He's got his second in within a minute. And East Geelong, they're ninth. They're 9-11. They lead North Geelong on 2-4. And we have gone 16 minutes, P&R Foods third quarter.
And I'll tell you what, you're talking about Sam Purdy, who we thought struggled a little bit earlier. They've put him up the floor, like we said, and he's finished up being a contender for the connector. Yeah, that's right, connector. Goal of the day. What a beautiful goal. And I tell you what, I think that's it.
Done and dusted.
I think that's it. I can't see North coming back from that now. Even if they play anywhere near what they've been playing for the last 16 weeks, I don't know if they can get close enough.
It'd have to be an exceptional quarter of football.
I don't think they can get close enough.
So back in the middle now. Pass saw the ball down. It's all momentum at the moment. As Dale says, momentum's the biggest thing in football. Handball over the top of the Mobile. Just missed him now. Ricciardi, Jasper George. He's even under pressure at the moment. Kick towards the middle of the ground. You got Farrell and Desney there. Pushed under it. Oh, big contest coming through. Marley McComb came off second best. Up and under kick now, and the free kick's going to come back to East Geelong. It's going to go the way of Darcy Martin. So he has the ball just in front of half back now. He's going to go out to centre wing. Clubroom side of the ground now. Short chip kick. Fist came late. Is it going to be 50? I don't think so. It was in the contest. Ends up with Ben Crombie.
That's a good contest. He pays 50 there. He's wrong, and he didn't.
Goes back now to Paddy Bissington. He has the ball. Bissington short to Minari. Now Minari has some options to weigh up. It's going to go in the middle ground. No one's covered this man in Marley McComb. He's going to kick to the half-forward line. 2 players converging. Oh, big contest.
Oh,
Is the umpire going to see?
it's got to be an East free.
Runs on contact. Yes, that was courageous from Cooper Ball and go back to the fight. Now Andrew Steele. How's he got there? Chipped inside the forward 50. Kasparian takes the mark. They're running all over the top of them now, East. Andrew Steele ducked out the side, got the handball received. You thought he was going to go for goal, lowered the eyes and found Matty Kasparian is going to have a shot from 30 metres out directly in front.
Now, is that the right move? We don't see the big ruckman kicking beautiful goals. Let's see if this bloke can.
Matty Kasparian to extend this margin, kick their 10th goal off it. He's kicked it. And the decision was right from Steele to hit the ruckman. 10-11 now. Their accuracy is getting better. 71 to 2-14-16. 2-4-16. We have gone 20 minutes in this third quarter, brought to you by P&R Foods.
And that's what we need to see East Geelong do. Like, the bloke going for the mark showed courage, Steele showed class. But let me tell you this, when you see the ruckman kicking goals from 40 out, I think the day's done. The day is done. Because they're all doing it.
That is Matty Kasparian's first goal for the year.
Well, there you go. And I think Jack Beardsley's still got to come back into that side too.
Yeah, Beardsley's still playing. What was he out for?
I don't know, but the way they're playing on, we talk about on ball and forward. Don't worry about the defence. They're going well too. Where's he going to play?
Yep, ball back in the middle of the game. They're going to emerge with it once again into the hands of McLean from Mulhall. He goes kick into the forward line again. That man Purdy out in the lead, tried to shrug off Beecroft.
Oh, this time.
Umpires allowed things to go on.
No,
and Beecroft this time will get possession of the ball half back line. So
that's fine, Smithy. You're in there, you're trying to break a tackle. That's great. I don't care about that.
So a short kick comes up, goes towards Bertucci. Ball gets out the back.
Shoulder,
this time another free kick over the top. And we'll go back to Bertucci. So defensive side of centre wing for North Geelong. They probably need to get things going for themselves. Long way out of the contest. Ball goes towards Reynolds. Again, that was too easy. And the mark has been taken out there, this time through Payne. So Payne's looking for some options across the ground. Oh, that's a dangerous kick. Fazio's going to sneak across, but a hand in there from McLean, brought ball to the ground, picked up by Dixon, goes back towards the goal square, and the reliable man back there, McIntyre, he goes back outside. That was okay to McLean. McLean further afield, back to Dixon. Dixon now runs and carries the ball, kicks back in towards centre wing. Kasparian underneath the ball. It's brought to ground, picked up by Farrell, got the handball outside, went towards Swenison. He tried to get the handball out towards his brother, I think it was. And that wasn't. It was Bertucci that was there. Ball now under the contest, and a umpire will come in, take possession of it.
I hate to be Mr. Doomsday, but I reckon Fazio's just going along too. He's not moving with that much grace either.
Yeah, he's been a late start as well, I think.
Yeah.
So Kasparian won the free kick, and I'm not too sure what that free kick was for. But he has the ball just outside the defensive 50, chips into the middle of the ground.
That's what confidence does to you.
Yep, absolutely. Ball now. It's in the hand of Flintoff. He plays on, goes outside looking for McLean. Taps it over. Did smartly outside to Wallace. Wallace wants to get back on that left foot. Runs and carries, looks up, and the big fella presents again. And Ezard out on the lead, takes the mark. Could have given the handball away, but decides to go back and kick a goal himself.
You know what? I think he should have given that one because there was no pressure on the runner. This is a long kick for Ezard.
Yes, it is, Grub. But he's got his confidence up.
I think the whole team's got their confidence up. But how free are they playing at the moment, East Geelong?
Well, they got their confidence up, but the last time he had a shot from out here, he didn't get it.
He got too close.
Yeah, so I just think when a bloke runs past like that, he's earned a chance to have a shot for goal himself. Anyhow.
Ezard's on his approach now, so we'll soon find out the result, whether it was a right decision or wrong. He has 3 goals, 2 for the afternoon. Again, gets close to the man of the mark, loads up. That's a nice looking kick off the boot. That is a lovely kick off the boot.
There you go.
Straight over the umpire's head with room to spare. Caleb Ezard has his 4th and the 11th on the board for East Geelong. They're 11-11. North Geelong 2 goals, 4. P&R Foods full quarter. We've gone 22 minutes.
Well, on the scoreboard, it was the right decision. But I still think if a bloke puts himself in that position, you should honour it. Because that's what you call team football. But on the other hand, if you're confident enough to go back and do that, got no problems with that. But as I say, the last one he missed, but I don't know who that was running through. But what happens is if you keep running through and putting yourself in a good position and don't get it, you know what you do, human nature? You stop doing it. And that's why East Geelong haven't stopped from ball 1 here today. Have not stopped.
So we're back in the middle now. Tommy Davis just grabbed it out of the ruck. I'm not sure he let it up from the centre.
Yeah, you are.
bounce.
You never used to be. They changed the rule back. That used to be a free kick.
So back now in the middle, Experian, but he was actually held. It should have been a free kick. Comes out of Alma. He's going to handball wide to Jasper George. Going to get him more involved. He runs the true centre wing, kicks up now. Parker was in the worst position. Now he gets the ball up. Handball back from Parker. He misses it. Not his best. Ollis is running down Riccardi. Riccardi can't gather the ball, and it's going to end up out of bounds. It's in front of the East Geelong interchange bench, and we'll have a ball in true centre wing, far side of the ground.
It's a bit like perceived pressure. They're just messing everything up. Even the nice, easy things with no pressure, they're messing it up. But that's the first time they've been able to get a clearance without a heap of pressure putting on them, and the ball still ends up back on the wing. So they're just not having a great day, the Maggies.
So umpire with ball in hand now, Experian Davis. The ruckman won it down. Alma there as well. Couldn't get the ball out. Davis trying to get it. Now Alma does get the ball forward. Fazio doesn't look right. Gets beaten to the ball and then coming through. Is that holding the ball? It is. So good tackle on that occasion from Cooper Vaughan. Haven't been able to see his marking prowess as much today. Much because it hasn't been as many opportunities for him coming out of the middle. So he's going to have an opportunity. Cooper Vaughan, he's going to go going back with some authority from 55. I don't know if he has the distance in him here, Grub. What do you think?
Oh,
I don't think so.
Doubt it, but he reckons he has.
So it's an understatement. He does to go back and kick this goal, and everything has to go right. Calling off Geelong. They wrestle back some momentum, some pride, if anything. So Run 55, kick over the top. Fazio couldn't quite take the mark. Parker's out the back as well, but the ball beats all comers. So we'll have a ball in 15 metres out from the North Geelong goal. So 25 minutes gone in this quarter. 11-11-77 to 2-4-16. Umpire, balls are back in now. Might have to be recalled, and it is. So we'll go again with this throw in. Umpire comes right in now. So opportunity, ball hits the deck, couldn't quite now. Coming through the pack and kicking an up and under kick because he's a strong defender. Oh, Farrell and Davis spoiled each other, and then he tried to go the inside of the out boot, couldn't quite. The Nick Dacos kick. Now comes the Ollis. He's going to go down the line. Luke Swinnesson's there, and then a good mark taken over the top by O'Brien. And he's got Jasper George back if he wants him. He's not going to go in that direction. He's still going to have a well-set zone here. It's going to go down the line. Kasparian's there. He might take the mark. Gets over the top. Opportunity for North Geelong. McIntyre, handball. Back to the goal square now. It ends up with Vicenton. He's going to short kick. Had to be good, and it was. So still in their defensive 50 now, East Geelong. He's going to go back. Happy to take some time off the clock. Wait for a better opportunity to arise. McCarron has the ball, and he might kick that out of bounds on the full. No, he didn't. And there was a touch. I reckon that was a mistake from the North Geelong player in Beecroft because the umpire may have paid last touch, but he touched it as the ball went out.
Only 2 points into the Bannockburn.
Look at this.
Bannockburn's had 22 shots to 15. 5-17. Could be dangerous.
So, yes. Good kicking, good football. That's not good football.
It's not.
Ball in front of us in the broadcast position. He Ruckman won the ball out. McIntyre wins the clearance. How many times do you say that? He got it down to Minari. Jasper George behind the ball. Oh, they did well to bring the ball to ground. Trying to get it back to Ollis. Ollis breaks one tackle. Now back to Farrow. Farrow goes out wide. Not the best kick to Purdy. Purdy has enough time against Beecroft. Goes on that right boot. Trying to find Steele. Can Steele keep the ball in? He can't. And Cambridge tapped the ball as it went over the boundary line. So 11-11-77 to 2-4-16. East Geelong leading this contest. We've gone 27 minutes in the third quarter. Brought to you by P&R Foods.
Umpire arrives now about 5 around from the behind post. I think it comes in a fair way there, but that's a good decision from the young fellow. Ball thrown back in. Davis to front position, taps it down. Only as far as Essard tries to shrug his way through. Umpire said you got rid of that incorrectly, and the free kick will go to Charlie Farrell. So Farrell now short, straight up the ground again. Dangerous kick, good spoil from behind. Ball comes to ground. And it's kicked off the ground there by Davis, but the numbers again with East Geelong. They pick the ball up. Hoff goes back towards the goal square. Oh, high flyer there. Mark's been taken.
I reckon a free kick to Ezard. Been held.
You're right there, Grub. That's what the umpire has seen. So Ezard with 4. Plays on quickly around the body. Ezard with 5. And he's having a very good game there now. 12 goals, 11 East Geelong. 2-4 to North Geelong. And we have gone 28 minutes. Clean our foods third quarter.
I'm just stumped. You know, I didn't think East could win the game, but I thought if they did, they might do it in a scramble. But by crikey, they've been sensational. And, you know, very, very rarely over these last couple of years have you asked the fat lady to sing in the third quarter when North Geelong are playing against North Geelong. But I think that's what you're going to do now because there's no way they can come back from this, no matter what.
They kicked 7 in the quarter.
7 in the quarter. And North will be coming for the game.
2.
Haven't
scored in this quarter.
Yeah.
Caleb Ezard's beating North Geelong comfortably.
Yes. So back in the middle once again, umpire with ball in hand. Not too sure what North Geelong can get out of the rest of this game, but they need to do something because the ball, they're going to try through Swinnerson in the middle. He was held on to. Umpire says the ball's got to come back. Lost the boot.
Someone's lost a boot.
Yeah, Tommy lost the
Luck
boot.
he's right.
Goes back in, goes long into their forward line, and free kick. Umpire right on the contest there. Free kick's going to go the way of Payne of East Geelong. So their back end is held up very nicely this afternoon.
Your boots would never come off. They'd have been laced up to nearly the knees, wouldn't they, when you played?
That's it, mate. Safety. Ball now goes high. Ball spoiled from behind. Comes to the front of the contest. Minari try to get rid of it. Gets into the hands of Riccardi on the left boot. Goes back into their half-forward line. Fazio in front. Ball gets through that contest. There's a free kick being given, and the indication is going to go to Fazio. Had popped himself in the front and maybe got a push in the back. I'm not 100% sure on that. But Fazio now with an opportunity to kick the ball into their forward line. This is the important kick. Goes out looking for a teammate. Good spoil out there. So again, the defence is holding up. McIntyre's back there to assist. Again, McLean, little kick forward. That was good to McNary. So they work the ball nicely to the half back line.
Bailey Payne hasn't moved after that contest as well.
No.
They go across the ground again. McIntyre in space, far side of the ground. He chips straight up the ground, goes towards his teammate.
Oh.
Mulville, that's Ben. Courage there, took the mark, took the knock, got up and wins the free kick.
That's nearly a 50. It was nearly late enough, put it that way.
So Ben Mulville now from the half-back line, East Geelong, they go back towards centre wing. There's a hold and jumper out there. I could see that from here.
Yeah, me too.
Well, that's a long way away. And I think the siren has sounded. Ezard wants the ball in his hand. He's going to have a shot. You've got to be sick.
I don't think you'd be getting that one.
So it's three-quarter time. It is 12-11 East Geelong, 2-4 to North Geelong. Goal kickers, Ezard with 5, 2 to Steele, 1 each to Mulville, Minari, Kasparian. Was that it? Well, I missed something there, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, the 2 goals for the North Geelong side is Pask and Bertucci. We're going to take a short break, come back, get some scores from around the ground. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Local sporting clubs are at the heart of communities like ours here in Geelong. That's why I love what Geelong Cats official asset finance partner Morris is doing with the Morris Community Cashback Program. When you settle a loan with Morris and nominate a local sporting club, Morris gives $500 directly back to that club. That funding can help local clubs invest in equipment, facility upgrades, club improvements and junior development programs that benefit the entire community. So if you're thinking about financing your next car, truck, trailer or even a boat or caravan, you'll be supporting your local sporting club at the same time. Because when local businesses support local communities, everybody wins. So this week, let's back the Cats and back our community with Morris Community Cashback.
A pretty powerful third quarter there by East Geelong. They kicked 7 goals, 4 in the quarter. They moved to 12-11. And North Geelong, as they were at halftime, 2-4. So not a lot to gain out of that performance. Around the grounds, Bannockburn 5-17-47. Inverleigh 6-8-44. Geelong West Giants 4-7-31. 6-15. Anarchy 51. Thompson 4-4-28. Trail Belmont Lions 11-11-77. I still haven't got an update on the Corio Winchelsea game.
Either.
And Belpo still 41. Trail Werribee 48. Grub.
That's been that for a long, long time.
Big quarter of football out there from East Geelong, and they look pretty good this afternoon.
Well, before we go into that, I'll just tell you that West Ham got the win in the last quarter against Anarchy. So they are still a chance for their first win. There's not much you can really say about that quarter. It was just east, 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 and east. And I'll tell you what, we're not giving votes. I'm going to ring more in a minute. And rather than give the one Hotham Hotel voucher out, I'm going to ask him if he can give me another 21 or 22 and give them all one. Because the whole team has been absolutely fantastic right from the final, the opening bounce. They've attacked the footy. They've attacked the man with the footy. They didn't kick that well early, but they surely got on the right boot that time and kicked. Well, they kicked 7 in a quarter. Yes, the game's over. I don't know what North do from here. I reckon they got a couple of blokes that are not 100%, but if you've got no one on the bench, you've got to play them out there. But that's actually that's taken away from East, and I don't mean to do that because I don't care if they had 4 or 5 more players on. The way East have played today, this is the best I've seen them play since last year. I haven't seen them play this well, and I reckon it's taken, the fact that the realisation that hey, we might not be playing finals if we're not careful, and it's really kicked them into life because they've just done everything you've asked from a football team to do. Now they've won the ball out of the centre. Ezard and who was the other bloke, Purdy, some of those, but they're all kicking goals and doing that. And don't forget, as I said during the call, don't forget the defence. They've been magnificent coming out of defence, not just beating the North attackers, but they've come out and they've hit blokes on the chest and opened up avenues towards goal from the defence. So, I don't think I've seen a side play that well in all aspects of the game this whole year. And to me, if they can keep this type of footy up, puts them right back in the frame, as premiership contenders, as North still are. You can have a bad game, but it puts East back now. I think a lot of people had almost written East off. Well, you've done it at your peril because I think they're back into premiership calculations with this performance.
Well, I was one of those ones that I thought that they'd struggle today, and then obviously going to Werribee next week, but they proved me wrong. And they are playing, yes, you said, Grub, some pretty good football out there. Now I've got a Corio Winchelsea update. Corio 4-4-28. This is final, so Winchelsea 21-15. I'm not too sure. Did they start earlier, or was there any reason there or not?
Just some better news as well coming through in the three-quarter time break. Zach Smith's going to play seconds next week just to get some running in the legs. And now they've got finals sewn up. He'll be back for the first final.
Actually, don't worry about that score because that's obviously a reserve game. I pushed on the wrong thing.
I told you it wasn't final, you stupid man. No, I tell you, this actually is good because if they lose today, if they had lost today, East,
yep,
I felt sure they would play Zach Smith in the ones next week. They would have pretty much had to. But now they've got a little bit of behind them. They can probably afford to give him another run in the twos.
Yeah.
And might make a few Werribee people a bit happier too, just quietly. Not in the twos, though.
So back in the middle now. Tommy Davis got the ball down. Cooper Vaughan in the middle. He wins the ball out, trying to get it to Desnoy. Desnoy is going to gather the ball. A little bit of shake and bake back to Cooper Vaughan. And then he turns the ball over. Not a great kick. Ends up in the hands of Harris Monaghan. Good game today. Done his job. Down back. All the backs have played well for East Geelong now. It's a genuine one-on-one between Tommy Davis and Mulville. Ball comes out. Cooper Vaughan again. He's tried his heart out, trying to get the ball and then kick forward. Ricochets off the boot. Ben Crombie was there as well. Ends up with McIntyre down the line. Purdy's got to fly and does really well to get a fist in and see the ball out of bounds. So we'll have a ball in front of the East Geelong interchange bench. With ball in hand now. Tommy Davis and Desperian. It was well rode on that occasion by Boston Ricciardi. He's going to kick the ball inside forward 50. Cooper Pask is the man that can take the mark. He drops the chest mark at the end. It's a good contest out there. Goes back and tries to find it. Now, was he taken high? The umpire was in good position. And he says no. Prior opportunity, so we'll have a ball in. Or ball up, I should say. A little bit of push and shove, Grub.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration, I think, coming out. When you're such a good side, you're not playing well, that creeps in.
Experian over the top, trying to find Monaghan. He does. And then going back with the flight. Oh, no. Swenison dropped it on that occasion. He shouldn't have. Now it's going to cost him. They're going to go through the middle of the ground. Now, though, Steele comes at the ball and marks it. He's got Ezard running back and also Mulville. He's also got Payne out wide. Telling him to go to the one-on-one. Coming back. Mulville gets over his head.
That was a terrible, terrible decision.
Yeah, it was. If he wanted to go, he had to go straight away.
Yeah, kick it to someone free, who there wasn't. So go back and have a stab yourself. That's what I think he should have done.
We saw him kick one from 55 last quarter, so he definitely had the distance in him. The ball in, though. Not a bad result for East Geelong in the end.
Well, I reckon they've had a shot for goal in the first 2 minutes every quarter.
Mulville gets the ball down now as big pack of players converge. And the umpire might pin North Geelong here. Who's got the ball? It looks like it might be Luke Swenison. Has given up the free kick, and it's going to go the way of Ben Mulville, who can go back and kick the first goal of the fourth quarter. Stamp this dominance.
Melbourne have beaten Freo.
Wow.
4 points.
So Ben Mulville now. He's got one today, doesn't he, Dale?
Benny? Yes.
So
No, yes.
Yep. Goes back, leans back on it, and
That'll all he'll
misses
have.
to the far side. So 12 now, 84 East Geelong. They lead North Geelong 2-4-16, and we have gone 2.5 minutes in this last quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
Charlie Farrell kicking in from fullback as he's done for most of the day.
Most of the year, I would suggest.
Yep, shared mostly with Jasper George. But he's going to go clubber him side of the ground now. Goes outside 50, long kick. Goes looking for Desnoy, a little bit too far for him. Ball is punched over the boundary line there. McComb may have been. And they've done pretty nicely just to hold things up again, East Geelong.
Well, all it is a punch over the barrel line. About 8 players went to him. That's what's inside of them today. That's why they're winning the game.
Umpire about to restart play now. Ball thrown back in. Going a little bit flat.
Throw it in again.
She needs to kick it, I reckon.
I reckon they probably chaired a couple of blokes off a train on Thursday night. That's how they're feeling.
So another throw in there. Umpire brings the ball back in, and it's back in front of the contest. Ball missed there by Riccardi. Goes out the back, ends up with Desnoy. Streaks away from the contest. Goes towards our half-forward line. Oh, Jasper George up forward. That's a bit of a move. Just having a look at him up there for the rest of the quarter. Goes long, then quick into the forward line. Coming across. That should have been a Mark Endell free kick. Pass going back with a fly to the ball, and he will be rewarded. So he's got an opportunity here. Put their first score on the board since the half-time break.
That's the old target, isn't it? Wear a helmet, so you hit him in the head.
Again, Cooper Pass going back a long way. So he's now on his approach, and he'll have to kick the ball only about 40, 45 metres. Staggering approach, kicks that goal. Good distance.
Nope.
Accuracy is not there through for a minor score. He has 1 goal, 1 for the afternoon. And North Geelong now to 2 goals, 5. 12-12 East Geelong. 4.5 minutes gone. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
So to go short to the pocket now. Real pressure coming up from North Geelong, just allowing that kick. And now this is the dangerous one, and it's going to be turned over. Cooper Vaughan now inside the forward 50. Not a great kick. Couldn't find Jai Kenner. Now picking up the ball. Looks like McComb out there. Can he gather it? He couldn't quite. And a good tackle late on that occasion by Darcy Mutton. It might not be a good tackle because he's given away the free kick. So looks like it might be Cambridge, who
A couple of defenders gone forward.
I haven't seen the influence from Bertucci today as we have the last couple of weeks as well.
I don't think that's all his fault.
No, definitely not.
Goals on Lukey Parker over there, right?
So Cambridge now from no more than 15 metres, and he's kicked the goal. And it's North Geelong's first goal in a while since the second quarter. They've kicked their third, 3-5-23 now, trailing East Geelong 12-12-84. And we've gone 5.5 minutes in this last quarter. Brought to you by Morris Finance.
I think it's pretty important that North keep playing the footy they need to play, because just to convince themselves they can still play it, because they know they can. But they pile on a few goals here and play some good footy. then they go into next week's game against, who was that against? Inverleigh, is it?
Yes.
Because then they'll still have to fight to win that to get the double chance.
Yes.
So, don't just stop because the game's over. I think they've got to play this game right out, although, as I say, I think they've got a few walking wounded out there.
And I reckon you won't see much more of Lukey Parker for the rest of the day. So back in the middle once again, umpire about to throw it up and again. Kasparian gets the ball down, goes towards McIntyre. There's a free kick being given. McIntyre for a hold, says the umpire. I didn't quite see that, but he brings the ball out wide. Mark will be taken out there, Flint's off. Mulville in space by himself, decides not to go there straight away. A little short kick further afield, misses McLean, goes over the top. Farrell couldn't pick it up. Picked up out there this time by Farrow. Handball ends up and goes to Minari. Minari got the handball back inside, back to McLean, outside to Mulville. Mulville on the left boot. Nice kick. Steele out in the lead. Couldn't finish it off though. Ball out to Desnoy. Missed Davis on the handball. Picked up by Mulville once again. Tackled, held up. Umpire said high. Free kick will go to Austin Mulville. Just outside the half-forward line. Looks to deliver the ball to the top of the goal square. Why not go to the big fella? He's marked most things. And the umpire pay it. I think he has. Umpire says that is okay. And he will go back and look at his sixth for the afternoon. So Caleb Ezard. He's kicked very nicely from distance. A short kick. I don't think this will trouble him.
Well, you're right. He's kicked right from distance. Don't bugger this up. Kick through the ball like you're kicking from 50, son.
Be a good day for him. 6 goals. Kicks
And
that
he does
goal.
that. He does that.
He does that. That's a nice 6-goal for himself. 13 now for East Geelong. They're 13-12, 3-5 North Geelong. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard. We have gone almost 8 minutes.
How good is it when a player who's been a little bit, down on his luck in the last couple of years, he's played some goodies, he's played some baddies. He realises there that, he's not 50 out, but he kicked it the same way, and that's what you're taught to do as a youngster, whether you're at 10 metres out or 80 metres out. Kick through the footy. And how many players do you see just stab at it and bugger it up? So to me, he's learnt a lot over these last couple of years. And I tell you what, he's going to become a real bugbear to his other sides in the finals. He really is.
As long as he gets his confidence up, I think, Grub.
It's up.
If he's taking his mark, he's a much better player.
Yeah, he's marking them. He's kicking them properly, and he's learned. He ran too close to the man on the mark in one of them and learned straight away, and hasn't done it since. So he's learning the game as he goes, and I think he's going to be danger come August, September. I really do.
Just shows they have a lot of options up forward. So ball comes down now. Minari couldn't quite cover the ball. McIntyre now wins it. Tackled by Vaughan, and he's pinned him behind the ball. Not sure there was too much of a prior opportunity
do you think
there.
there was any?
Cooper Vaughan has the ball now in the middle of the ground. He's going to go forward in the path of Hask. That should be a free kick for push. It wasn't, though. A high tackle. It's got to be. He might pay the third one.
Both of them.
He hasn't. And is he given the free kick? No, it's going to come back.
He's going to ball it up, I think.
It could have been a couple of free kicks.
I'll give him the first one, but the second one he should have got.
So, ball up now. Neither ruckman went at the ball. McIntyre wins a clearance. He had 2 players hanging off him. Almond couldn't quite cover the ball. And then Farrow, he's played pretty well today. Handballs it forward, coming off his man the other way. It was O'Brien. He gets bumped as he kicked it. Robbie going back. He couldn't quite get the ball as the ball's going to come right back. Was it a fair bump?
I thought it was, and it was just on it. I thought it was a bit unlucky to be down the ground. I honestly did.
It's going to go to Boston Ricciardi. His brother was out since, and there's a bit of discussion going on.
Well, I don't know what the problem is. I honestly think he got him as he kicked. He's bringing it back to him.
He's bringing it back to O'Brien.
Well, that's not the right decision, is it? Oh, I'll let him go. Fair enough. He's closer.
So O'Brien kicks the ball down the path of Tommy Davis. And Ben Mulville's happy to see the ball over the boundary line. So we'll have a ball in.
I'll give him the benefit of that. He might have thought that bump may have been high. If it wasn't late, which I don't think it was, the umpire might have deemed it was high and brought it back. So he may well be 100% right,
Goes back our high quality of umpires we have in the GDFNL.
Well, he hasn't buggered the decision up anyway, right? If it's late, it comes down here. He's brought it back. His interpretation was high, and you have to go with that.
So Mulville Grabs it out of the ruck, trying to get to McIntyre. Couldn't quite coming through. That was well done by Thomas Swenison. He has the ball now, going to send them inside the forward 50 North Geelong, looking for Fazio. And then a big fly over the top. Couldn't quite came for Tucci there as well. Got to defend gallantly now. Tommy Swenison wins the ball back. Snap around the corner. Oh, Jasper George might take this. Handball's wide. Cooper Vaughan's got some time and space and hits the belly of the ball. Kicks it out of bounds in the full, right in front of the Rezzies boys and East Geelong. I'm sure they'll give Cooper Vaughan some advice.
Well, he probably could have given it on to Boston Riccardi there, and you know how he balances things up very quickly. He would have been the better bloke to have a shot for goal from there.
Crombie is going to take the free kick from the last line of defence for North Geelong. Sorry, for East Geelong. And now he's going to go wide to McLean. McLean down the line.
That's down the ground.
Of the ground. Oh, ball hits the deck. Well done from Doyle to even up the contest. Now here they go again. East Geelong. Steele. He's going to handball wide. Opportunity's going to kick and hope. It was from William Hoff. Ball bouncing and bouncing. It's a foot race back there. I don't think Ezard has the legs. Ball keeps bouncing. Oh, it has. Hoff's kicked it from 75 metres. The ball beats all comers. And I tell you what, that is the cherry on top. 14-12-96 now to 3-5-23. Everything going East Geelong's way. We have gone 12.5 minutes in this last quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
Well, we've had a few contenders, but there's 4 contenders. There we have it. The Connectel. Yeah, that's right. Connectel. Goal of the day, you little beauty.
Got the right leggy.
Yeah. Wow, the players were converging on it. You think, can they get there? Izard wasn't going to get there. And all of a sudden, the ball got there.
I can guarantee if they were having a shit of a day, that would have been a point.
Probably. That's how footy goes, isn't it?
Yeah, when you ride your luck, you keep riding it.
Yeah.
And that was a good finish. Ball back in the middle again. This time, Ruckman both go out. Kasperi decides to just pluck it out. Kick on the left boot. Puts it into the half-forward line. Mulville out in the lead. Oh, sorry. Picked the ball up cleanly. Handball wasn't good. Went straight to the opposition. Back to Farrell. Farrell chips the ball outside. And Mark taken out there by Orr. Orr now picks the ball up. Runs and carries and goes to centre wing. Ball gets over the top. Again now, Desnoy. He's there. Over the boundary line. He is taken. A ball in will take place.
He started off really well, Desnoy, but he's just struggled a little bit.
Yep. Must be getting dark because the lights are getting apart.
They're on. Yeah. Turn them around.
Umpire with ball in hand again. As I said, both Ruckman have been at it most of the day. Little cut out here and there. Out the back, Mulville gets the handball outside to McLean. McLean goes back looking for Steele. Couldn't finish off the mark once again. Got the handball back outside though. Kept the ball alive. Another smother. So they're still working out at North Geelong. So you give them credit for that. But Steele put his head down, try to get through. Beecroft said no. And the umpire will ball it up again. Davis up there. Takes the ball out of the ground, out of the contest, and tries to do the same thing as Kasperian did. Didn't have the same effect. Ball sits underneath players now. Oh, there's a free kick being given. And it's going to go to Desnoy. Plays on and goes quickly into their forward line. George out in front. Mark not taken out there. Good clean pick up out there by Doyle. He's going to win it back with another handball. Now goes looking for a teammate further down the ground. Steele was the target. Beecroft attached the ball strongly. Handballs over the top. Went back to the half-forward line. Outside to Swenison. He's tackled, brought to ground.
No prior.
No prior opportunity there. Ball up to take place. 40 out from goal. North Geelong's attacking end.
I'll tell you what, there was no prior, but there was plenty of pressure. And that's what they've given all day, East.
Ruck contest again. Pass takes the ball out of the contest. He kicks high, goes up, and the mark will be taken out there by Dixon. Has he been back all year, or has he just came back?
No, just come back a bit. I think he hasn't played all year. I don't think Dixon.
I think it's
Vicenten, actually.
Dixon was the other one I was talking about, but he'd be a handy inclusion for this side, I can tell you.
You betcha.
So the ball now from the half-back line. They go long outside 50 towards centre wing. Gets over the top. Davis will be the first to arrive. Picks it up. Takes the tackle, goes over the line, and we will have a throw-in, which will take place. Waiting for the umpire now. Still with that large number of players around the contest. Ball down, tap back towards the boundary line. Riccardi takes the ball from that contest, goes into their half-forward line, looking towards Fazio. Ball out the back once again, picked up, cleared away. Martin on the right boot, go back to where the ball came from. Hoff is there, and he will take the mark. Brings the ball back inside, nice kick. Mulville steps around one. Look at his options now and goes straight down the middle of the ground. One-on-one contest out there. Ball bounces, hits the ground. Ollis was there, but the support comes through Beecroft. Handballs back inside. Oh, dangerous kick going across the middle of the ground there. Picked up out there by Orr. He's tackled straight away. Umpire quickly again comes in and
Bannockburn 66, Inverleigh 53. Giants 52, 32, Anarchy 54.
So ball from that ruck contest. Again, Riccardi can't get clearance of it. Picked up and cleared away by Crombie. Goes back into their half-forward line. Elmo leads in the race for the ball. Traps it just inside. Went to give the handball. Bit of pressure was applied. Comes out. They turn the ball over now. McIntyre looks up, goes forward. Kick was good. Mark is taken, and it will be Purdy that will go back and get a look at his third goal of the game.
Well, I'll give it a chance. Thompson 34, Belmont 91. I've still got the same Corio score. Belpo still 53, Central 62. A tough, tight one out there as well. Some good games and some not so good games.
Yes. It's been pretty handy up forward, as we said, Grub.
Yeah, done a really, really good job. Real good job.
Haul of 3 would be pretty handy at this time. And
that's all they need him to do.
Great opportunity here. It's a nice kick off the boot, but he's brought it across the face and actually just held it in for a behind there.
Gee.
So Purdy with 2 goals, 3 for the afternoon. And East Geelong down to 14-13. North Geelong on 3 goals, 5. Morris Finance Final Call scoreboard. We have gone 17 minutes.
Will definitely be their biggest loss for at least 2 seasons, North Geelong.
Yes.
So, not great at this stage in the year, but you'd rather have it now than the first week.
Well, we saw them have a pretty bad loss against Winch and they bounced back, so, you know.
So, Charlie Farrell with the kin responsibilities. Down the line, he's got Tommy Davis. He's going to go short, dangerous kick, but he was up to the task to find Ben O'Brien. O'Brien now. He's going to go down the line. Cooper Vaughan is there. He's a good overhead mark. He nearly did take it. Kasparian coming through. Couldn't quite take the ball. Now Desnoy tapping it in the path of Riccardi. Dangerous spot. Crombie puts his head over the balls. He so often does. In and under. Gets wrapped up. Great hard footy there from Ben Crombie. Ball now. Up. McIntyre gets it out to Riccardi. May have been held. Oh, he's given hold in the ball, the umpire. So it's going to go the way of East Geelong. It's going to be Marley McComb. He's played a pretty good game today. It's going to go down the line. Looks like all North Geelong. They might spoil each other. They have. Nearly coming through. Kasparian nearly roved it. Kicked his 2nd goal of the year. It comes out now, though. And it is going to be a stoppage no more than 20 metres out, directly in front of East Geelong's goals. So up again now. Ezard got it to, ended up getting it with Desnoy, but they're all set up here. Is East Geelong. It's going to end up with McComb. He's going to have the ball 60 metres out. Not a great kick out wide. It's nearly hit the runner. Ball is about 75 metres out from goal now. Flintoff turns his man inside out, then goes to Mulville, then back to Flintoff. He sold himself into some trouble here. It's going to be holding the ball. It is. Mulville, Austin should have got the ball on the boot on that occasion, but he didn't. Jasper George now, lending a hand down back. He started up this quarter forward. And right in front of us in the broadcast position, the ball is punched over the boundary line by Bailey Payne, and we'll have a stoppage. True centre wing. Umpire with ball in hand now. Sparian and Davis. Been a decent battle, I think. Sparian's won that one, Dale.
Yeah, I think so, just on the date.
So Sparian, ball down. Crombie chasing after it. Also, there's Flintoff. He couldn't quite cover the ball. Cooper Vaughan in under as always. Ball ends up under the pack, and the umpire says no prior opportunity. So we'll go again at centre wing. Just on the square there. Ball up again now. Cooper Vaughan coming through. Sparian wins his own ruck tap and then gets the ball in the path of Purdy. He's had a good game today. Trying to turn his man inside. He does really well, Sam Purdy. Kicks the ball inside. Great vision He finds McIntyre, and McIntyre finds Farrow inside forward 50. So Farrow will have an opportunity. He hasn't kicked a goal today, has he, Smithy?
No, mate. One behind.
So Farrow's going to have a shot from probably 45 metres. Deserved. He's played a good game today. Most players been in and out of the team. This is when you want to be playing your best football stage in the year. So Angus Farrow, 45 metres out, kick their 15th goal of the day. Runs a little bit of an arc and kicks an absolute mongrel punt. It's going to land short. Does the umpire say there's a free kick? There's not, so he'll have a ball in. 25 metres out from the East Geelong goal. Ruckman nominate now. Back in, going through East Geelong player, and Charlie Farrell lays a tackle. So 14-13-97 with 3-5-23. East Geelong leading this one comfortably. We've got 22 minutes in this fourth quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
So ball thrown up in the forward pocket area. Ball goes back towards the boundary line. Beecroft kept it alive. Handball comes back inside. Ends up with Desnoy. Spins in and out of trouble on the left boot. Now goes back outside 50. Kasperian, he's well placed. Takes the mark and can set things up again for East Geelong. Player across the ground. Ollis hasn't seen him as yet. Still there by himself, but decides to go straight up the middle. And that was a good kick. Mark taken out there. Minari. He again looking for some options. Comes back. Probably goes back a little bit too far, but it might work. Payne's got the ball outside McComb. McComb goes further outside to Vicenden. Vicenden on the right boot's got time and space to look up. Mulville takes the mark. And again, Tommy Swinnerson might have been lucky there. He just went into the zone. But again, going back with courage, Charlie Farrell. And he takes the mark for North Geelong. Transfers play now back towards the clubroom side of the ground. There's Noise in space by himself. He takes the mark. Little chip further down the ground. Jai Kenner in space by himself. So they maintain possession pretty nicely there. The next kick's the important one going outside 50. And again, it's gone to the contest. The ball has been taken back over the boundary line. And a throw-in will take place in front of the club rooms here at East Geelong. Almost 23 minutes in this final quarter. Throw in again takes place as Davis brings it to the front of the contest. Neither side can bring it away from it, and the umpire will ask for it to come back.
What do you think Peter Ricciardi addresses during the week, Dale?
Addresses, probably just getting players on the track, mate. That'll be a handy thing for him, getting some numbers back on the ground. But it's good play so far. They work the ball to the half-forward line. Pass kicks long into their forward line. Bertucci's there, 1-on-2. And it's going to be cleared away. It's a good, strong chase there by Bertucci, though. He put some pressure on, but it's going to come out anyway. Ollis has the ball. He goes back. He's going to get the 1-2 now, looks up, and he's on his left boot, can deliver the ball towards centre wing. Mark will be taken out there, and it will be by Martin. So Martin's now
There's a bit going on behind the play as well.
Ball comes back inside, kicks out there, and the mark has been taken by McIntyre. McIntyre goes across the ground, so they maintain possession.
Bit of anger coming out from North Geelong.
Five held play up for a little while.
This is where they've got to be careful. If they've got a few out, like Riccardi and maybe Lukey Parker on it for a while, they've got to be careful they don't lose anyone to suspension now. The game can't be won, so just be very, very careful.
So the umpire's now just reverting back, and it's going to go back to Martin once again. Same play, actually. Take inside to McIntyre, outside to Vicenden. Handball goes out further now, and they run the ball from the half-back line. They chip the ball towards centre wing, steal up the ground a long way, takes the mark. Defensive side of centre wing. And he can now set his things down for them, for East Geelong. Got some players leading back to the middle of the ground, decides to go backwards, back to Vicenden. The next time they bring it and transfer the play across the ground. I think that's a bit of rain starting to fall out there at the moment. Ball goes outside. It goes outside towards Payne, but he's got plenty of time to pick the ball up, looks up and goes towards centre wing and beyond now. In the right spot, Crombie out the back to Mulville. Mulville just put boot to ball, goes into their forward line. Not picked up cleanly out there by Huff, but that's Swinnerson who comes through, had control of the ball. Sits over it now. They work the ball nicely this time. Stomp Swinnerson. He goes back into the middle of the ground looking for Bertucci. Unmarked in the middle of the ground. Was going to go. Umpire's now called him to play on. Put a bit of pressure on himself now. Has to kick high. Long into their half-forward line. Davis was there.
That's magnificent football.
And the mark has been taken there by Monaghan.
Yeah, that was good play. He's half his size, half his weight.
He's got the body in there.
Body beautifully, yeah.
So he goes out wide, Monaghan. Again, Steele marks out on that centre wing, defensive side, brings the ball back inside to McIntyre. Good use of the ball once again.
He'll have a sore foot, McIntyre, I think.
Yes, goes back across the ground. So they're just playing possession football now. Back to Austin Mulville. Got some options further along. Payne this time. Jude goes back inside. Now they're running the ball with a fair bit of freedom now. Steele goes into their forward line. Hoff comes across the front of the contest. Didn't complete the mark. Picks up. Wanted to give the hand. No, he got the ball out in the end. Crombie again attacking the ball hard. Let's work through Teros. Gets the ball, steps around and goes long into their half forward line. But numbers again with East Geelong. Monaghan will be the first to arrive. Back to Mulville. Mulville along the boundary. Little chip kick. Put his teammate under pressure. Actually too much on it. And the ball ends up in the hands of Cooper Vaughan. So he's now defensive side of centre wing.
How am I going to give votes to Sammy Lowe? Hey?
He played all right the twos, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Ball goes back this time. Swennerson. You got a phone call from Alan McLean too, I reckon there, Rub. Ball to pass across the ground. And it goes across, and it's Benny O'Brien put himself under a little bit of pressure now, but he's able to deliver the ball outside 50, and the mark has been taken out there by Bowles. Bowles wants to give the handball and does so to Farrell. Farrell over the top, over to Swennerson. On the left boot now he goes a little bit longer into the half-forward line, going back with the fly of the ball. Cambridge with courage couldn't take it or couldn't complete the mark. Ball over the boundary line, throw in to take place. So 27 minutes into the final quarter, East Geelong 14-13. North Geelong 3-5.
Bannockburn 75, Inverleigh 53, over.
Wow. 55 metres out from North Geelong goal.
Thompson 40, Belmont 104.
That game's really...
Pario 79, Winchelsea 65.
Oh.
Oh, right. What is it?
Ending up the ball there is Tommy Swennerson inside the forward 50. Is that high contact to Cambridge? Umpire says no play on. Then goes back to Vaughan, then back to Swennerson. Great pressure from East Geelong here. They just keep going. In and under now. Might have been Payne. It was trying to get the ball out. Couldn't quite. Now, my good tackle on the outer side might have been McIntyre. Sees the ball.
I don't know if this is right, but Valpo still 59. Werribee Central 62 final.
Well, it could be the case, bro. It's getting on in the time.
Well, here it's got Corral 99, Winch 65. Is that right or wrong? They're all wrong. Are they all wrong? Well, why am I reading them out?
So
bloody Play HQ. There's been a lot of cry. People are going to lynch me now.
Ball has been kicked out of bounds. The siren goes here at Auswide Plumbing and Civil Oval. East Geelong with a mammoth victory, 14-13-97. Beat North Geelong 3-5-23. That quarter went for 29 minutes and was brought to you by Morris Finance.
Goal kickers for the game. Ezard, the leading goal kicker today, he got 6, 2 each to Steele and to Purdy, 1 each to Ben Mulville, Hoff, Manari and Kasperian. And for the North Geelong side, their 3 goals, Cambridge, Pask and Bertucci. We're going to take a short break, come back, hopefully get some real life scores from around the ground. Hopefully that'll all find itself out. But is it your phone or was it just...
Well, on my phone, I got Blakeney 3, Gibson 2.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Burns 5, Ash 2. McKaylee Harrison 1. It's 15 goal. What's going on?
Anyway, we'll try and clear that or clarify that. You're going to take a short break, come back. You listen to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Local sporting clubs are at the heart of communities like ours here in Geelong. That's why I love what Geelong Cats official asset finance partner Morris is doing with the Morris Community Cashback Program. When you settle a loan with Morris and nominate a local sporting club, Morris gives $500 directly back to that club. That funding can help local clubs invest in equipment, facility upgrades, club improvements and junior development programs that benefit the entire community. So if you're thinking about financing your next car, truck, trailer or even a boat or caravan, you'll be supporting your local sporting club at the same time. Because when local businesses support local communities, everybody wins. So this week, let's back the Cats and back our community with Morris Community Cashback.
Welcome back this afternoon. As I said, we're in the box, a little bit confused. We're just trying to get some final scores through.
Welcome back to the Great Western.
Yeah,
Free beer for everybody.
Yeah, go down. Just said Dale said they had one on me. So, look, we can tell you. Well, we think we're right. Bannockburn 9-21-75 have defeated Inverleigh 7-11-53. We know East Geelong 14-13, 97-3-5-23 North Geelong. We think the Giants' final score, and we think that's correct, Jason, the Grub, 6-18-54, Anarchy, 6-11-47. The Thompson game, 6-4-40, were defeated by Belmont Lions, 16-14, 110. The game we were unsure on, but you reckon that's right now, Tyler, is that right? The score we're hearing is Corio 16-9, 105 have defeated Winchelsea 9-13, 67.
You're kidding me.
Well, you can't believe that.
It's going to be the upset of the year, doesn't it?
Well, it would be. It'd have to be close.
That changes everything.
Yeah.
But now, Werribee can finish on top.
Yes.
Wow.
And we believe Werribee 9-8-62 have defeated Bellpost Hill 9-5-59.
But we don't know for sure.
Well, we don't know for sure. That's the only game that, well, we would think that, well, we don't know. Yeah.
The two ones we really know are West got beat by Anarchy.
Yep.
And North Geelong got beat by East. And we're pretty sure the Bannockburn Inverleigh one's right. But I think Play HQ is, well, I don't know what they've done, but hopefully it gets back on track.
Yeah, as I said, because that definitely changes things. Gentlemen, Grub, how did you see the game this afternoon? And I suppose you only saw it one way because East Geelong were very, very impressive.
I must admit, I enjoyed the resurgence. We said it during the game. And look, I got to admit, I was thinking along your lines. The way North have been playing, I thought if East, I didn't think East could beat them. I really didn't. And then I thought, then to go to Werribee next week, a monumental task, they lose that one and they're out.
Yep.
And in the space of a couple of hours, they've gone from maybe being out to, again, being able to win the flag. You play football like that, you can win a grand final.
And they already had a very healthy percentage. So that
percentage was never a problem for them.
No, never.
Right? So that's no problems. But I just think percentage points, in the end, when you get your 5 set, you go to St Albans for the finals and you talk about form. And even if they'd have held on, say next week or whatever, when their form wasn't great in finals footy, after just a couple of hours of footy, now their form is magnificent because they gave it everything. I did hear him talking, and I tell you, there was a lot of talk about Scrunch. They didn't do it for him last week, but by crikey, they did it for him this week, and they did it from the first bounce to the final siren. And that's what you got to love about East Geelong today. And that's why they're a chance now to win the flag. I'll say that. Like, I didn't think they could win it before today. Matter of fact, I thought they might not play finals. And now, gee, they were good. They every time North touched the footy, they had 2 or 3 blokes with pressure on them, and North didn't stand up to it that well today. They weren't the North that we've seen over the last few weeks. And I'm putting that down to a bad day, and they can still win it as well. Right? Winchelsea, we think, got beat. They can still win it, and Werribee can still win. So there's still, who knows? Belmont, can they still win it? You don't know who's going to win the flag. But I tell you what, in East's favour, they are back in calculations today. They were fantastic. They won the rucks pretty well. They won the centre clearances. Their forwards kicked some goals. Their defence was magnificent. I don't know how you're going to pick votes here because just about everybody played their role for East today. And as we say, North had a bad one, but let's see what happens next week. But East have actually changed the whole aspect of the finals here by 100% turnaround. Have we got any of them scores right yet or not? Because that's really annoying me.
Yeah, not knowing it's definitely put some pressure on. But if we can go by what been updated on the ladder now, it's got Werribee at 56 points with a percentage of 136.
Well, then they've won.
Winchelsea, yep, second, 52 with 137.
So they've lost.
Yep. North Geelong are 48 with 133. East Geelong now 44 with a strong percentage of 168. So they're not in any consideration. Now, what I can't understand is the Belmont Lions and Bellpost Hill are both still on 40, but that can't be right, though, can it?
No, Belmont would have to be on 44.
Yeah, so that hasn't...
If their game has been loaded in.
Yeah, but, well, as far as I can see, I don't think that game has. The Belmont Lions game has been uploaded. So Will they step final score with Belmont Lions? Or will that ongoing? Doesn't matter anyway. Well, they're going to go to 44. So that means Belpost still will be on 40, Bannockburn will be on 40, and Inverleigh on 36. And they are probably now season finished.
Right.
But can still structure the way the top 5 finish at the end of the year.
So looking at this, you've got Werribee 56.
Yep.
Winch 52.
Yep.
North
Geelong 48.
North Geelong 48.
Yep.
East and Belmont on 44.
Yep.
Belpost on 40. And Bannockburn on 40.
Yep.
Wow.
So that's the situation there. So East Geelong with that win, as I said, they can't go out now. So that means it's only that bottom position for Belmont Lions, Belpost Hill, or Bannockburn. And Belmont Lions play Belpost Hill next week.
Final score, Corio 17-9-111. Have defeated Winchelsea 10-15, 75, and it's changed the whole view of the finals. Corio! Believable.
Well, that's one
without Herschel Carr as well.
Did I tip Corio today? I think I nearly did.
Had a better get stopped, you probably would have, but yeah, no, that's a remarkable effort. Because the last score we had was a quarter time I think it was 24-0. So since quarter time, they've scored 17 points to 40 points to Winchelsea.
It's incredible.
Yes, yeah, very much so. Righto, gentlemen, we've obviously got to make a few decisions here now where we're heading to next weekend.
Votes first.
Well, that's the important thing. We better do our 3, 2, and 1.
I'll start off today. I've given one vote to Matty Kasparian. I thought he was instrumental in the ruck today against Tommy Davis, who's one of the better ruckmen in the competition. I thought that getting first tap out and first look for his midfielders made it easy for them to go forward. He got people like McIntyre and Crombie into the game. So I've given him one vote. Two votes to Johnny McIntyre. I thought he started off a little bit slow, but I thought in that second half he really just dominated around the ground. He's so clean with his possession, and he can uncontested and contested as well. He's an all-round player, and he continues to impress me each week we see him. And then 3 votes to Caleb Ezard. Was it 6 in the end he kicks, Smithy?
6 in the end.
6 in the end. 6 goals, 2. Couple that maybe didn't make the distance as well. But no, I loved watching him grow in confidence as the game went on. When he went back from 55 and Grubby wrote him off and said he should have given the handball, and he went back and I already heard Grubby. And that's why he went back and slotted it.
Why do we get stuck with idiots?
So I'll give him 3 votes to Caleb Ezard.
They made a mistake. It's not 17-9-111 to 10-15-75, Corio Winch. It's 18-9-116 to 10-16-76. That's the final score.
So that game's still going.
No, they just made a mistake in the scores.
Okay.
So that's the final score. 18-9-116 to Winch 10-16-76.
That's a very, very good effort out there from the Corio boys. I gave 1 vote to Jake McLean. I thought his game all day provided a fair bit of work from the defensive end. Their whole back 6 were pretty good all day today, but I thought he was just one of their standout games for him this afternoon. I gave 2 votes to Caleb Ezard. As I said, a player that plays on confidence, and when his confidence up, he's probably as handy a forward as you want to have because he's a fairly big lad and he can take a good mark. And today he kicked not only some goals from just in front, but some long distance goals, and that's what you need as you get further down the track. And I go 3 votes to Johnny McIntyre. He just knocked up today. As I said, he's had a couple of quiet games that we've seen during the course of the season, but I thought he was back to near his best this afternoon. Not only he's worked through the midfield and being able to that link player, but also getting back in defence and helping out. Grubby.
I gave 1 vote to Andrew Steele. I thought he was fantastic all day. I gave 2 votes to Johnny McIntyre, who I thought was magnificent all day. And I gave 3 votes to Caleb Ezard, who was just unbelievable and kept them in the game and won the game.
Well, Caleb Ezard will be the player of the day this afternoon, and he will enjoy the spoils of the hotel, Hotham Hotel. So he'd be very nice. Now, Grub, got some sponsors there for us? Are you still?
I thought you were going to work out where you were going.
Well, we haven't done that yet, but that's obviously what we need to do. So
this is. I'm a bit astounded at these scores. I'm shocked, actually.
Thompson Anarchy next week. What are the options, Dale?
Belmont Lions, Belpost Hill.
Well, that's an option. There's no doubt about that.
Yep. Bannockburn, Corio. Inverleigh, North Geelong.
I'll tell you what, the Corio's form, that's back into being an option.
Yep. Inverleigh, North Geelong. Thompson, Anarchy, or Werribee Centrals and East Geelong.
I think I'm going to Werribee.
I'm not fussed where we go.
Don't worry about giving it to me because I've got to go.
I'll do it.
Thoughts?
Tyler, meet you at Werribee.
All right. Going to Werribee it is.
Righto. Looks like we're off to Werribee, and it will be the Werribee Central side taking on East Geelong.
And I tell you what, after watching this today, it will be an absolute blinder.
Absolutely, and as I said, they've still got some options, East Geelong, to come back into the side. I know there's a few blokes rested out at Werribee today, so again, maybe they feel each other out next week and see where they're actually at with getting their best back in and available, or do they just go through the same old process?
What was just looking at that ladder again?
Yep.
So where do we have East?
East Geelong are now 4th. And they're
on 44.
Yeah, and the game and Belmont are on 44.
So they can get the double chance.
Who's that?
East.
With North Geelong get beaten next week. Yes,
they
can now.
So, yeah.
Depending on well, they would because their percentage is far
so
greater.
They've got something to play for.
Absolutely. So they can do that, no problem at all.
I don't think there'll be any funny buggers being played.
And Inverleigh have got a pretty good record against North Geelong. And as I said, with North Geelong's injuries, they might get them at a very good time, Inverleigh, unfortunately. So
well, the thing is now with today's results,
yep,
Werribee won't be playing funny buggers because they can now earn a rest.
Yep.
And finish on top. They'll be on top.
Yep.
But they'll be a game clear.
Yes.
So if they lose, they'll still go to second because of the percentage that you would think that Winch will get from Giants.
Yep.
But we thought they were going to get a lot today from Corio, and we were dead set wrong.
Absolutely.
The final score, he didn't give me a final score. Werribee Central's won by 3 points.
Yep.
So that's right.
Yep.
Whoever wins out of Belpost Hill in the Belmont game, is in or out of the final. That's your other option.
That'll be close, yeah.
So, yeah.
Because if Belpost Hill beat
Belmont are on 40.
Yep.
So whoever wins
Belmont are on 44. They're a game ahead. That I think that's I don't know what. Hey,
that's right.
oh, is that right? Is it? I thought they were on 40 already.
Who?
So that's Belmont,
They were.
and they've won today, so they should be 44.
They're 44. They're not 40. They're 44.
Yeah. So Belpost still have to win, but then there's a percentage difference, and I suppose Bannockburn are the same. They're in a situation where they need to win and win well as well. So
yeah, well, they've got Corio,
Yep.
who caused the upset of the year today.
beating who we thought would finish on top.
Yeah.
So that game is also pretty important in the scheme of things. But anyway, we're off to where we need to go. We're going to go
Goulburn
and see.
Park.
Yep.
Yeah,
Trip
right.
down the highway.
Oh, if you say so. Say where we're not going, and we will never were. Sorry, sorry, Art.
And sponsors grab.
Well, we've got a great lot of sponsors today. Actually, they're the same ones as we always have. But Buckley's Entertainment Centre, Elders, IXL, B&R Foods, and Morris Finance. You can't beat them. Ratley's Mark of the Day, Kempy Engineering, Read the Play, Player of the Day, and the Hotham Hotel, Player of the Day. The Goal of the Day from Connectel, Beersdorf Tapes and Bandages, Red Onion, Promoted Clothing, Frameline Printing and Framing, Raiders Bingo, how good are they? Auswide Plumbing and Civil, and we're at that oval right here and now. Athlete's Foot, Macomb the Fiend, Sirocco Travel and Cruise. Where we going, Smithy? Namibia? I don't know, but we'll go somewhere. The Pulse, the Yards Hotel, the Best in the West, Club Warehouse and Victory Trophies. Thank you very, very much, all of you.
Yes, as I said, a pretty, well, I won't say an entertaining game of football, but one side definitely put their names back under the radar because they played some good football out here this afternoon in Geelong. They've got a few players that they might be able to bring back to in the stretch. If they stay healthy, they could be right there at the end of the season. But as I said, we hope you've enjoyed the call here this afternoon. As I said, the rain's now set in, so we're going to head for home. Hope to have you all back here at the same time next week. Looking forward to having your company. You've been listening to 94.7 The Pulse.
That one was for you, Scrunch.
Of local football.